Yes, for 2 years. And going to get a look at Oscar Hocking actually in the middle.
Yeah, that's an interesting.
Rather than Sharp. So different look. Maybe are they going to look at what Loftus did last week to
Exactly
West?
the same thing, I reckon, Kingy.
Here's Jason Doherty.
And he goes up early, Hocking, but he doesn't get it. Trent West does. Gets it down in the middle. Antonak on the cricket pitch area with Feely. He can't pick it up for Leopold. Then he can. Gets it away to Thompson. Pup gets the first kick of the game towards half forward. Doesn't sit for Edmonds there for Leopold. Pack develops. About 55 out from their goal. And kicking to the southern end in this first term. We're going to have a ball up. So West goes up, gets it down to Thompson over the shoulder, said the umpire. And Hocking will take the free kick. At defensive 50, goes with a kick towards centre wing. Push there, Nofi, can't get it. De Grande kicks around the corner towards half forward. Over the top of a couple. Oh, K-Rock's own back. Hamlet hanger early for Jet Matthews.
Goes across the face of goal into the left back pocket. And they'll look to attack from inside defensive 50. Short kick phones Noah O'Brien in game number 2. He goes over the top, kick just gets to intended target in Edmonds, but he had to flick a handball quickly back to O'Brien. He flicked it back to Edmonds. Leopold now tried to run it out of half back. Little handball fake by Pitcher. Pitcher now pulls the kick towards West. Good work. Hocking got across in front, won the spoil down to James Hickey, but Hickey lost it in the tackle. He might get a free kick for a hold, James Hickey, and he will. It'll come back, and it's advantage paid. Cal Mitchell pumps Joey's inside forward. 50 to Grandy, front position. Free kick advantage. Just coming back. Mark paid to Paddy de Grandy, and he'll go back and have a shot at goal. 4 goals, 6 last week. 28 touches against North Shore. He actually could have taken the lead in the leading goal kicker award from Sam Dobson, but was off target out at Windsor Park. And a chance here for his first of the afternoon. And an important start for Joey's, who have got the read the play sort of purple mauve arrangement socks on this afternoon. Sort of mental health round. Now the mark stands just inside 50. De Grande, this should be no issues distance-wise, but his accuracy is off, and he pulls it to the left through for a minor score. Fourth score of the afternoon comes 2 minutes in on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. St Joseph's one behind. Leopold yet to score.
Noah O'Brien kicking in duties for Leopold. He's got Trent Thompson short. He elects to go further towards half back. In front, no mark taken. De Grande comes across close to the boundary line. Don't think... Whoa, gee whiz. And over there was Feely, who went over, and not happy with Jordan Muhor, who pushed him into the fence, and there's a little bit of a fracas at half forward. The umpire will come in, hopefully get the footy back and start play again. So an awful lot of touchy-feely there. Boundary throw in. West from behind, taps it down to the front. Maybaum can't take it. Antonak can, gets a clearing kick. Top of the goal square. Thompson, Trent gets across there and takes it away by hand. Gives it away to Luke Justin, man with 2 first names. Goes towards centre wing. Good kick as well. Finds the Undertaker.
Sheehan gives a handball to Wagner. Wagner now kicks towards Patton. Well done, O'Dwyer. And he'll win a free kick, will he? Or is it out of bounds? No, I hear the whistle from the netball.
Yeah, that was the goal attack.
Contact. That was contact. I heard a whistle. It was as clear as a bell.
It was.
But the... wasn't the footy, and it was fisted out of bounds by O'Dwyer in that Wombat Gully Plan Farm matchup, Kirsch, as alluded to by Ronnie Watt.
Absolutely, and Morrison and Thompson down the other end of the ground, and De Grande with cross, which De Grande will take cross up the ground, obviously.
West won the tap down, ball bobbling around. James Hickey for St Joseph's, jamming it on the boot towards half forward. Morrison had to spoil from behind. Trent Thompson at ground level for Leopold. Bounce eludes him. He's got numbers to help him out. Noffy, one of those, cross the other. Cross found the footy, fired a handball away. Here's K-Rock's own Matthews for Leopold. Kicked it into the man coming towards him. He'll ricochet back towards Matthews. Now ball bobbling around inside defensive 50. Marcus Thompson can't get a handle on it. Here's a chance for McLaughlin for St Joseph's, snapping and goaling. They couldn't clear the area, Leopold, and McLaughlin found a loose ball, and he was quick to go bang with a snap over the left shoulder, and St Joseph's get their first of the afternoon. K-Rock, first quarter Geelong Bank scoreboard. Joey's 1-1-7. Leopold yet to score.
We spoke about it in the pre-game about making the most of their opportunities inside forward 50 because they don't get a lot of numbers inside forward 50. So when the ball hits the ground, they're going to rely on these smaller players to get their goals. And Max McLaughlin's one of those players who can bob up and kick you 3 or 4 goals. He's a talent, and he's just got to, one day he's just going to break the game open, I think. And once he starts to realise how good he is at this level.
Back to the middle. Hocking tried to go up early. West just stood there.
The umpire's over.
Feely, the umpire's over as well. Feely goes inside 50 for Leopold. Comes towards Giddings, who taps it on. Feely followed it up. Oh, that's a free kick for a hold, is it?
Didn't really need to, did he?
No, I think it's Richie, actually. He'll take the free kick. Umpire right on 50. Al Hickey. So Richie has got it for Leopold. Patton short. He goes longer to the top of the square. West goes up, can't take it. Off hands at the front. Maybaum with a three-quarter sock on. Don't know what he's doing. Handball came back towards West. His handball back. Muirhall comes up. Richie tackles him, slings him to the ground. Umpire Douglas, very nice. And there's going to be another fracas here as well. Inside Leopold's forward 50.
Bit of feeling in this one.
Yeah, there is. And it's going to be a free kick once it gets up to Muirhall, who takes it and comes lateral towards James Hickey at defensive 50.
One of our best seats in the house, thanks to the new Benny Jaffel at Apco Cafe 24/7. Left half back, James Hickey with it. Fires a handball to his brother Alex, the skipper of St Joseph's. Got it back of the wing, sends a kick towards forward of the wing, looking to a one-on-one contest. Morrison brought it to ground for St Joseph's. McLaughlin was there. Wilson for Leopold, taken by McLaughlin in a tackle and going nowhere. We'll get a ball up slightly forward of the wing, favouring the men in red, gold and black this afternoon, and a hint of purple in the socks that they are wearing. Ball goes into the air. Chance now for the Joeys. Hickey outside of the right boot. Kick was well smothered and deflected out of bounds by Riley Stone, and we'll get a boundary throw in near the St Joseph's coach's box. And Jane Birch down boundary side for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre. Is the intensity out there, you're closer than us, but as palpable as it feels from our commentary box?
Yeah, they're certainly playing like there is a lot on the line, like we mentioned, and like you said, there's a bit of feeling in this one.
To the ball from the ruck contest towards half forward for Leopold. Off the front, Feely goes inside 50. Patton tries to use the body from behind. O'Dwyer against him, pushed towards the safety of the boundary line. He wants it now, and he really does keep it in, then he just walks over. And it did nicely there, Joe O'Dwyer.
Professional.
Very professional defensive-wise, and Leopold are going to have a boundary throw-in deep in their attack. Southern end of the ground, about 10 around from their goal.
Hit well then, because it was nearly at the back, Jace, and Joel O'Dwyer knew that's his strength.
Sheehan, sharp. Sheehan front position, won the tap down. Roving done at the front. And it'll be a ball up. Ball was taken there by Stone. He had to give it back to the umpire. Climbing high, winning the tap down was Sheen. He's got a good vertical leap on him as he won that tap down, but he's won it straight down into a pack of players. It's not coming out. And Antonak, chicken wing, can't release, and we'll get another stoppage about 25 metres out from the Leopold goal. Ball again into the air. Sharp positions himself on the tap down. Roving done by Pat. There's going to be a free kick in the ruck contest, and it's going to go to Sheehan. So the Undertaker was infringed against by Sharp, and it will have a shot at goal from about 30 out, just left of centre, and a chance for Leopold to kick there first. Not a lot in it, Kirsch?
I don't like ruck free kicks. Both players are doing the same thing.
11 games, 12 goals for William Sheehan, and the Undertaker has kicked Leopold's first of the afternoon's made a VFL appearance with the Cats, and he's got Leopold on the board on the K-Rock. First quarter Geelong Bank scoreboard. Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years. Leopold 1 straight 6. St Joseph's 1-1-7, 8.5 minutes played.
Yeah, just one of those things, you see 150 ruck contests a day and there's no free kicks ever paid, but that one was plucked out of somewhere, and he's got a nice action, that Sheehan. He's a nice kick of the ball. He's a good-looking player.
Sharp tries to go up early as well, comes to Hickey, gets it away, and quick kick from the pack by Woolley for St Joseph's, goes towards half forward, northern end of the ground. Mullen tracks it for the home side, gives the handball back, sets a task for Grass, gets it back to Mullen. His handball along the boundary line, missed it. Reynoldson for Leopold, the turnover. Feely, handball in forward. Sheehan had it, lost it, couldn't pick it up. Got pushed off the football, coming in, big tackles. Umpire centre wing, and we will have a ball up. So, tackle there from Josh Hovey. Getting back up Desnoy, and we'll have a ball up.
Job on the Undertaker.
West, beautiful bit of ruck work. Tried to put it into the path of Wagner, and the piano tuner is just held up on the boundary line and then taken over, and we'll get a boundary throw in. I know his old man Ronnie will be listening this afternoon, so good afternoon to you, Mr. Wagner, as we get a boundary throw in. Carrick 955, carrickfootball.live. Hope you're enjoying the call, and of course through the AFL Barwon website live stream this afternoon. Harry Smith loses it in the tackle of Riley Stone after that boundary throw-in. Got to the front of the pack, and we'll see it out of bounds. Tom King, Matt Kershaw, Jane Birch, and the next voice you'll hear is Jason Doherty.
So boundary throw-in, Sharp and West. Ruckwork centre wing on the outer side. Sharp tries to work his way to the front. They both get a hand to it. Goes towards Harry Smith again for St Joey's. Mullen keeps his feet and gets a clearing kick towards half forward around the corner. Oh, great mark, Noffy at the back. Hamlin hanging contender from the Leopold defender. Takes it over the top of de Grande and plays on, wants to get around the big St Joey's forward. He goes with a spearing pass. West fell off his chest, couldn't take the mark. Needs some support. O'Brien gives it to him. Handball back towards Jennings. He wants to switch the ball. Dangerous. Turned it over. Henderson, 45 out and closing. Wheels on the left. Open goal square. And kicks the Lambie's Tavern. Goal of the day. Felix Henderson for St Joseph's, their second. And turnover from the Polders at half back, and he makes them pay. 2-1-13. They lead Leopold. 1 straight 6. Geelong Bank, K-Rock. First quarter scoreboard.
I was watching Felix's positioning as a winger then, and he was in a great position defensively, and then offensively he obviously impacted that contest and he could intercept. So he had himself set up really well as a winger then, and sometimes it's a hard role to play, the wing position, and he actually set himself up really well, sold some candy, and that's his strength. That's his one wood. When he can get on the run and have a shot at goal, that's his one wood. So it was well played and great finish.
His 7th goal of the year. We're back in the middle. Whistle on play, and it's going to come back and be a free kick to Jed Warren, and the Shepparton product has got it in the middle of Drew Oval. 7-point lead for Joey's and a chance to head towards forward 50 again. He goes very, very wide to a one-on-one. Noffy flew early. James Hickey stayed on the ground, judged it best and marked, and then a kick inside 50 that de Grande is marked for Joey's. Right forward pocket. Tight angle in front of the high performance centre that's under construction in the northeast corner of the ground. And this for a very handy 13-point lead early. So maybe the K-Rock KFC Twitter poll had it right. But Joey should have gone in as favourites. De Grande. One behind this afternoon, looking for goal 38. That awkward kicking style, and he has missed to the right. Left it very skinny. Minor score as he kicked from about 40. 2 behinds for him. 2 behinds for St Joseph's. They're actually Archbishop Desmond 2-2-14 Valet. Leopold 1 straight 6. 12 and a half minutes almost played on the Port Phillip Ferry time clock. Port Phillip Ferries, Jace, no better way to travel to the footy, and they do have their footy specials for Geelong and Collingwood on Friday night.
Pitcher plays on for Leopold from full back. Goes towards centre half back with the kick. Falls to the side of the pack. Patton a long way from goal for Leopold. He's up there. Ball spills free. Comes back. Ballack had it, goes back towards Warren. He's pushed off the football. Desnoy's handball onto the cricket pitch area. Patton tracks it, can't take it. Gus Humphrey, he's over the top of it, wrapped up by Desnoy. And it will be a ball up right in the middle of Drew Oval.
Patton and Thompson are just waxing a little bit at the moment, going back and forward. So up on the midfield and then down full forward.
So going up early now was Giddings, who gets it down for Leopold. Straight to the arms of Marcus Thompson. Louis Antonac right next to him, not going anywhere. Secondary bounce.
So they can use Giddings, they can use Sheehan, They can use West.
Yeah, they've got a bit of flexibility there, haven't they, in that position?
High puts it into the air. Looks like Woolley might be doing a job for Wombat Gully Plant Farm on Wagner. Just keep an eye on that, please, Jace. Woolley just playing his 3rd game, former Ocean Grove player. I think he played 1 senior game at the Grubbers. We've got another stoppage back in the middle. Umpire puts it into the air. Giddings with a run over the top of Hocking. Ball at ground level. Chance for Stone. Quick handball out the side door. Might have been Matthews. Wagner tried to get it on to Jennings. Through the pack to Grande. Did really well. Woolley jams it on the boot. Sends St Joseph's inside forward 50. Bouncing ball sat on its point and evaded Morrison. Noffy got across for Leopold. James Hickey knocked it forward into the path of Camrick. Will it sit for him to go off the ground? It didn't, and it bobbles away through from behind. He just couldn't get it to sit in the right spot, Camrick, to throw his right boot at it, but they do lead by 9 and making all the play. 2-3-15 St Joey's Leopold. 1 straight 6 as Leopold brings it to half back with Maybaum.
He gives the handball away to the piano tuner. Wagner gets it over the top to Desnoy, who takes the mark at centre wing. Thought about giving it back. He holds it up now, not sure where to go. And St Joey's have been able to filter back now defensively. He's going to have to go along the line. He's called to play on, runs his full measure, gets past Antonac, goes towards centre half forward with the kick. No mark taken. Off the back. Patton's there. He can't pick it up. Henderson gets back in help and support. Gives it away. Ballack off a step. Kicks the ball out wide, close to the boundary line. Tapped away by Muir. Reynoldson's there as well for Leopold. He is wrapped up with the football over the line, and we will have a boundary throw in left half forward for Leopold.
Not putting too fine a point on it, but Joey's win today. They'll play finals. There'll be 2 games clear with 3 to play. So they do have a truckload to play
There's a lot to play for in this game, both sides. Extremely important.
Ball back into play. Giddings won the tap down. Thompson, the roving off the pack, gave a quick handball to Reynoldson. Reynoldson's handball on the bounce taken by Wagner. Wagner kicks towards the top of the square. Alex Hickey back with the flight. He's been paid to mark before it was knocked from his grasp by Patton for St Joseph's. Al Hickey went to come towards our broadcast side of the ground. Now is forced to kick high and long towards De Grande. Oh! Hamlin hanger contender. Wonderful mark taken by Jennings, and then a handball off to Wagner. Wagner finds Giddings, and Giddings is marked. Oh, Harris Jennings has put in his nomination for Mark of the Year. A Hamlin hanger of some note. We always hold our breath when he flies, and he got up, and he took a wonderful mark.
Is there oxygen up there?
De Grande's still feeling the effects of it. He's
got up a long way.
Giddings with a shot at goal, looking for Leopold's second to finish a wonderful piece of play started by that Hamlin hanger from Jennings. Call to play on, runs out on an arc, gets the carry, does he just? From 45 out, kicks a nice goal. Second of the afternoon for Leopold. They cut the margin back to 3. Giddings with his 17th of the season. And Leopold with their second of the afternoon. 2 straight 12 on the K-Rock Geelong Bank scoreboard. Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years. They trail St Joseph's 2-3-15, 16 and a half minutes played.
The irony was he took it on Paddy De Grande's head, which he's the number 1 contested mark in the competition. There's the irony right there. And then so many Joey's players were watching the mark that they forgot about manning up their opponents when the ball came inside forward 50, and it was an easy mark inside forward 50. But what a mark. Fantastic.
Back to the middle. Hocking against West. Wagner gets behind, gets wrapped up by Harry Smith, comes towards Wilson on the wing. His handball back to Nofi. His handball's chopped off. Henderson gave it away to Mullen by hand for St Joey's. 65 out from goal, goes to the pocket, needs a mark. Morrison against Thompson, falls to the side. De Grande's down there as well, flipped it up towards Pup. Marcus Thompson sees it through for a rush behind to the home side. And they go to 2-4-16. They lead Leopold 2 straight 12. And that is on the Geelong Bank K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
If Harris Jennings comes from the ground, Birchie, for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre, can you just check whether he's got a blood nose or not?
That's the only reason he'd come off.
Kick to half back, marked by Ritchie, or handball. Thompson got out of the would-be tackler of Smith, and then a kick very wide. Wilson has an absolute hectare to work with. Now a low ball onto the chest of the leading Patton. Wonderful build-up. Edmonds working hard into the left forward pocket. Has to take it on the bounce. A little shimmy of the hips and runs into an open goal and runs away from Cal Mitchell for a Lammy's Tavern goal of the afternoon. He had Mitchell thinking he was coming back inboard, but instead Edmonds said, no, I'm going boundary side. And that just got Mitchell on his heels. He was never going to have the toe to catch the nimble Edmonds. And Leopold have got their third and take the lead. They went coast to coast. They were risky with their ball movement through the corridor. Kirsch, 3 straight 18. St Joseph's 2-4-16.
Well, they were. It was a spoiled kick out of their defensive half, and then Pup just sized it up perfectly because he's got that vision. He can open the ground up, and Wilson out in some space, as you mentioned. But that's where they're dangerous. They get the ball inside their forward line. We mentioned it, inside their forward 50 quick on the ground or out the back. That's where they're the most dangerous, and it showed then.
West, Mayborn, then to Wagner, then to Feely, goes towards Sheehan, who can't take it. Matt Mitchell. Oh, gee whiz, I'll tell you what, that's got to be 50.
Can't do that, yeah.
James Edmonds was standing in Cal Mitchell's back pocket.
He gave him
on the mark.
Fair opportunity too, the umpire.
He did. He switches the ball across the opposite side back pocket. Henderson takes the mark for St Joey's. Left foot kick off a step. Out towards centre wing. Up there, Mayborn can't take it for Leopold. Mullins handball for Joey's. Over the top to McLaughlin. Gets the handball away under pressure. Morrison comes back inside. Wants to switch the ball to the middle towards Hickey James, who takes the mark. He wants to switch the opposite side centre wing. Muir's got some space. They've moved the ball nicely. St Joey's into some space to Harry Smith at half forward, who's taken the mark.
What's he doing down there?
He's a bit lost, but he'll look to give this off.
Hasn't got Google Maps.
No.
The GPS is well and truly out for Harry Smith.
He's backing himself here too.
Yeah. He likes his opportunity.
Just kicked the 1 goal this year. He's kicked 6 goals from 56 starts, which I think is 6 more than his old man.
Yeah, well, he has predominantly played back all his career, hasn't he? So this would be a big kick.
Smith with a long ball that goes across the face of goal, off hands in the back pocket, a chance to clear. Maybaum, a high ball, went looking up there for Stone, ball pitched and bounced away from him. Desnoy hit it hard, but the way the numbers might tell here for St Joseph. Grass on hands and knees, try to fire it out wide towards Humphrey, but the Leopold boys will come up with it, a kick that'll come to the wing. James Hickey back there, handball on the bounce with Smart. Grass jammed it on his left boot around the corner, kick towards half forward, but Noffy, judging it best, has come back up and taken it on the mark, and now wants to kick for the middle of the ground and Feely, but a little too much on it. Nell Hickey is marked for St Joseph's.
So the skipper for St Joey's plays on, runs around, goes with the right foot kick inside 50. DeGrande got held on to, getting in front. Noffy again. Noffy goes with a right foot kick now towards Edmonds. He's chewed off a bit there. Smith takes the mark for St Joey's, just inside the centre square, plays on, drives it long to the pocket. Thompson against Morrison. DeGrande comes third up, can't take it. McLaughlin, he gets pushed to the back. Play on, said the umpire. Comes towards Antonak. He's ripped up. Has he got a high tackle. He went down. Thompson was across the top of him, and Louis Antonak will take the free kick. 30 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Yeah, well, this is where he needs to hurt Pup going the other way and hit the scoreboard where he can, because we know Pup will hit the scoreboard when he has opportunities.
Lara 14 leads St Albans 6, North Shore 6, Trail South Bowen 19. Leopold Sporties.
So Louis Antonak, northern end of the ground here at Drew Oval. 30 out, 45-degree angle to give the home side the lead once again. Late stages of this first term. Comes in, right foot kick, and has kicked it. He's pretty happy about it too, Louis.
Wasn't he?
He's it's like a final. He's kicked a goal. So his first 3-4, 22 now. St Joey's, they lead Leopold 3 straight, 18. Geelong Bank, K-Rock. First quarter scoreboard, Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years.
I suppose it is like a mini-final out there, Jace, when you think about it, as we spoke about earlier. But I'll tell you what, they're a little bit vulnerable coming out of their back half, aren't they, Leopold? That's the third turnover they had in a row. When Noffy's got ball in hand, I reckon he's a little bit shaky. He just sort of kicks the ball indiscriminately out of their back half, and they've turned it over several times now, which gives St Joseph's rebound 50s and obviously extra opportunities to score when it goes inside their forward 50.
We're back in the middle. West doing the ruck work. Here's Warren giving a handball. Oh, wow. Interesting tackle by West, laid on Smith. The ball's going to come back to Warren and be a free kick. He actually had him horizontal to the ground, and he swung him around.
He did.
Warren, the kick into the right forward pocket. No mark taken there by Mullen. Front of the pack, Leopold have numbers. Handball on the up. Reynoldson now kick around the corner. Bouncing ball taken by Ritchie on the bouncer. Handball. A little bit hot for O'Brien. Time to recover the situation though. And then kick back to the centre wicket area. Maybaum strolling through the middle of Drew Oval with a bounce. Now a kick for space. Edmonds in a one-on-one. Edmonds up against the bigger Hovey. Now a handball. Wilson from 35. Wilson goals. Oh, and he likes it too. He's very happy, Fletcher
with
Wilson.
himself.
It was a wonderful mark by Edmonds, a Hamlin hanger contender that's going to be beaten by Harris Jennings. But Ritchie and Edmonds now talking about it, but then Fletcher Wilson just went bursting past and said, "Give it to me," and he's come off the ground and he's got a big smile on his face. The Geelong Sports Medicine Centre, Jane Birch. Fletcher Wilson was pretty happy with that as he came towards you.
Yeah, there's been some big celebrations early on, so I think they are sensing how crucial this game is, and there's a lot of emotion out there, so it's good to see.
It was a good finish. It was clinical from Wilson.
West down to Maybaum in the middle for Leopold. Now falls towards Thompson, gets ripped off the football. Umpire saw it too high, and
good game of footy.
Yeah,
it's a good game.
There's been a lot of free kicks in the stoppages.
Yep.
At the clearance level, so this will probably be about 5th or 6th at a stoppage.
So Pup's got it in the middle. Matheson medal favourite for this season. Winner.
Done.
Goes over. Done. Gives it out to Trent Thompson. Takes the mark on centre wing. He goes along the line looking for Jennings, who goes up. Got one high as well from Mullen. So he takes it at left half forward. Giddings is long. He's got some options deep. The Undertaker's there as well. He plays on, 55 out, pops into the pocket for the Undertaker to go! And, he should have taken the mark, really, in the end. Now comes to Humphrey for St Joey's. Short little kick is okay. Little toe poke into the back pocket. And Grass takes the mark.
Grass can go across the face of goal to Henderson or back towards Humphrey. Instead, looks down the line and sends a long ball towards the outer wing. De Grande, his target. 2 Leopold players there. Noffy's one of those. And in front position, I reckon he's going to be paid the mark. Tev Noffy is actually top 10 in the GFNL for contested marks with 26. So he's averaging actually 2.5 a game. He's only played the 10 games. He's already taken a couple this afternoon on the Kerrs High stat sheet.
He just can't kick.
Kick towards
He's
forward
a horrible
50
kick.
and he's turned it over straight onto the chest of Al Hickey. And the skipper of St Joseph's goes short to Smith, who's got it back edge of the centre square. Long way from home. Team trailing by 2. Laterally to Hovey. Hovey can get a handball over the top to Hickey. Hickey has to just stop and prop now and then step inside the oncoming tackler. Feely knocked it from his grasp and then found the loose footy. Ran to 50. Hovey dumped him in a tackle, brought him to ground, holding the ball. And now it's a bit of push and shove. The 234s.
And 50.
As Smith, and then Feely's given
one.
That might be 100, and then over the top comes Humphrey. Billy Ritchie's got involved. Now this is really taken off. Hovey, Ritchie, couple of likely types. Humphrey, Smith. And now Thompson wants, don't do anything silly, Marcus, because you've got a medal to win. Camerick's in there. Now, what's been paid? Only 50 in the end. And Henderson has got the footy with a man on the mark, 48 from goal. But is it Henderson who should be taking it?
No.
Because he wasn't involved in the play.
No.
So it's actually got to be the player who was infringed against, doesn't it? Or have they paid 100?
Yeah, paid 100. Yeah, paid
Now,
one.
is there a card?
Yes,
There's a card.
Yellow.
Yellow card. Tom Feely has been yellow carded. So he's been yellow carded. So second game of the year for the Geelong VFL listed Feely. And that's 100. And it's a downfield, and Henderson, so it's downfield. Henderson's the recipient of the easiest goal of his career. Feely will come from the ground as Henderson kicks his second.
Wow.
He can be replaced, but he won't be cited for 15 minutes of playing time, which is a huge blow to their midfield. And Joey's take back the lead. Oh, so much to dissect for the Sporting Globe, Kirsch.
I don't know where to start, Kingy.
4-4-28 plays 4 straight 24.
It was. It started with the tackle dislodged out of Al Hickey's hand, and then it started with the tackle back on Josh Hovey to win the ball back, and then it erupted.
Well, Feely sold himself into trouble.
He did.
He should have just had a shot.
And then he wasn't happy with it. Then he flipped the player upside down. It was
Breathe.
so much going on. It was like the CFA rule of spot fires.
West in the middle, got it down to Maybaum. He got wrapped up straight away by Harry Smith, so the umpire will come in again. West gets it down. Smith breaks the tackle, tried to get towards Mullen. He breaks the tackle as well, got the handball out to Muirhaw. Further afield, back towards Mullen. Doesn't sit for him, though. Leopold might be able to come away. Edmonds on centre wing. Handball back in. Ball was okay. They run to the Undertaker. It goes towards the Undertaker, who takes the mark. And he's about 65 from goal. It was Jennings who gave him the football. He goes long to an open goal square. Which way is it going to bounce? It's 3-on-1 to Joey's with the 3. And they see it through for a rush behind to the visitors. Their first of the afternoon. They're 4-1-25. They trail St Joey's 4-4-28. Geelong back. K-Rock. First quarter scoreboard.
This is a good game.
Well, it's entertaining. That's for sure. We've got 8 goals kicked already.
Elk Hickey short into the left back pocket to Mitchell. Mitchell just advances a little kick over the top. The kick on the bounce, so did no favours for Nick Ballick. And it's picked up by Sheeno. Mitchell made good by cutting off the kick. Found the loose ball. Handball off through traffic. Warren. Ballick turned it over. Here's K-Rock's own Jed Matthews. 25 out from goal. Stone had to fly, but O'Dwyer grabbed it off the pack. Kicked it blindly. Straight to Wagner. Wagner's handball missed Reynoldsson, but got to Thompson. Thompson snaps around the corner. Giddings trying to fly against 4. Couldn't do so successfully. And Cal Mitchell for Joey's gets a fist on it, sends it through for a behind, and the margin is 2. St Joseph's 4-4-28 lead. Leopold 4-2-26. K-Rock first quarter Geelong Bank scoreboard. Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years. This is frenetic.
So Al Hickey will kick it in for his toe. From fullback, he's got Mitchell in the back pocket. He goes further afield, high, out towards everybody for Leopold. Harris Jennings is one of them. West was there. The Undertaker was there as well. Plenty of marking options. And Harris Jennings takes it at half 40. Chips the ball back in board. Stone takes the mark. Plays on now. Tries to chip it towards Edmonds over his head. Warren got a hand to it for St Joey's. Falls to Antonak. Play on advantage was for a hold. Antonak, 2 bounces. Streams through half back. Then he trained a handball. Got it on the outboard in the end. And then a little bit of candy from Grass. High kick.
Jeez,
and very high towards half forward. And Trent Thompson had his name written on it in the end. He wants to switch the ball back to a K-Rock zone. He can't take the mark. We've given him the moniker and he's mucked it up. He goes over the top with a handball. Back towards Thompson. He gets the ball away. Only to dodgy sort of handball out towards Reynoldsson in the end for Leopold. And they see it over the line at half forward for St Joey's. Lots of mistakes, Kirsch.
Oh, well, it's pressure.
That's it.
Pressure, and you really don't know what's going to come next at the moment in this game.
Geelong Amateur 4-4, Port Arlington 4-1.
Oh, hello.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Boundary throw in. Chance here for Joey's. Tackle laid by Thompson. Might have been on Warren. Here is Wagner having his kick smothered. Warren involved, and then a high kick up the chimney that's going to go out of bounds on the full for Leopold as he was dragged to ground, and we'll get a boundary free kick, I should say, on the outer side. And Al Hickey has brought his own Sharon this afternoon, racking them up on the Kerseye stat sheet. Al Hickey, the skipper, just taking his time and then sending a very high and long ball looking for De Grande. Had his name written all over that on the lead.
Oh, he's about 60 out here.
He's a wonderful overhead mark, Paddy De Grande. His evolution this year has been something to behold. And he's a reason why St Joseph's are playing in this game this afternoon to all but lock away a finals berth in 2023 when most of us thought they'd be nowhere near it. And it's this young man in number 23. He's giving him an opportunity and a chance here for an 8-point lead. Long way out from goal. Driving ball. No problem with the distance. And that's a goal. He absolutely nailed that.
Goodness.
And he's kicked a Lemmy's Tavern goal of the afternoon, De Grande, and kicks his 38th of the year. St Joseph's go to 5-4-34 after Leopold had just held sway over the last 5 or so minutes. The line's 4-2-26. Joey's get them back at arm's length late in this first quarter thanks to Geelong banking their 1-2 home loan. 1% less for 2 years.
If you're only listening, that ball went 30 metres off the ground and went 55 metres in the air.
It was a bullet, wasn't it?
It was an absolute low-flying missile. But great mark, great kick, and that's, again, we talked about their opportunities inside forward 50 and they've got to take them.
West thumps it down this time, coming off half forward. Edmonds for Leopold, wrapped up by Mullen. Not going anywhere, ball in there. The umpire will come in and ball it up just forward to the centre circle for Leopold. Very late stages of its first term here at Drew Oval. West gets it down. Hickey got it out. Harrison Smith off a step. His kick, diving mark. Matthews couldn't take it. Needs some support. Got some cross. Clearing kick back towards half forward. Humphrey wrapped up straight away for St Joey's. Under pressure. Patton and Wagner are there. Pushed off the football was a Wagner. The piano tuner will take a free kick. 50 from goal. He's got Patton short. He goes into the pocket, puts it up over the top, but chopped off. James Hickey read it the better for St Joey's. And we'll just settle the play down for the home side.
A little bit of tempo here.
James Hickey with the footy right back pocket. And that is quarter time. An entertaining opening term from here at Drew Oval. St Joseph's 5-4-34 lead Leopold 4-2-26. The Lions will spend a little bit of the second quarter without star midfielder Tom Feely, who was yellow carded in the first quarter for an incident in a tackle that the umpires deemed that they didn't like, and they gave him his marching orders for 15 minutes, but he will return in the second quarter, and it's Joey's by 8 points. First break, what a cracking term of footy. If we've got another 3 quarters of that to come, we're in for a mouth-watering matchup between these two finals aspirants. Thanks to Atco Cafe 24/7 and the all-new Benny Jack. Well, we tried them. They're outstanding. Ham, cheese, egg, hollandaise, you'll love it. Available now at Atco Cafe
That they're having a crack and we're having a crack, so we're in it, they're in it, and we'll see what happens. But just, 4 turnovers behind centre, so 3 of them come off our marks. One of them was a bit of a ground ball chaos, so we just coughed the ball up. So just a bit of composure down back, make the ground a little bit bigger, you know what I mean, show a bit of composure and then work our way through. Because our outside game is pretty good, we're linking up, creating. We've got to get into that a little bit more from those density sort of turnover stuff. So minimise that, stay in the contest and we'll see how we go.
Thanks for all the info, Buddha. That's great.
Pleasure. Good on you.
Good luck.
Jane Birch there talking to Gary Hocking, Geelong Sports Medicine Centre, bringing us Jane Birch, your ultimate destination for health, fitness and recovery. Now, I think Geelong Sports Medicine Centre might be a finalist in the Geelong Business Excellence Awards. So well done to
why wouldn't they be
Nick
too?
And Emma. Congratulations, team. Well done to you. Well, of course, we know Nick's the face, but Emma's the brains.
Of course.
Behind the operation. So well done to the team there. Joey's just breaking from their huddle. Don't forget Carroll Football live from GMHBA Stadium from 5:45 or thereabouts, depending on what time we get the handball from you, Jace, to me at GMHBA. Ken Hinkley at 6 o'clock. Joel Selwood at 6:35 to drop by the E.J. Whitten Memorial Broadcasting Box.
Books.
To have a little bit of a chat and hopefully some copies of books as well. Just seeing former St Joseph's ruckman Dan Madden has gone and high-fived Fletcher Wilson. And then Paddy de Grandy's high-fived Fletcher Wilson. So plenty of love out there.
It wasn't in the first quarter.
No. Maybe there's been a sort of a, I don't know, they've got the talking stick out. And
well, there's been, Buddha just mentioned there's going to be a few changes this quarter, and Jane, and there has been, with Stone going in the middle, Maybaum starting in the middle.
Well, Stone's probably, that's necessitated by Feely's.
It is at the moment, but Maybaum's the interesting one, maybe doing that Blitzarves ruck rover type role, but I don't know, there might be a bit of heat on this quarter, Jason. It might be hot early. And Buddha mentioned, obviously, about their turnovers back of play, and we mentioned that throughout the broadcast, that that's where they're vulnerable, and they've been turning the ball over, and scores from turnover have been pretty high. But entertaining game so far. We've had 9 goals and, 15 scoring shots already.
Yeah,
so.
Long may it continue as well. It's footy being played at its best. It's footy being played with a September intensity, although the calendar says it is only August 5. St Joey's by 8 points. Second quarter underway. Thanks to Harvey Norman. Here's Jason Doherty.
West gets it down in the middle. Maybaum can't take it for Leopold. James Hickey gets it out towards McLaughlin. Can't take the diving mark. Needs some support. Got a little bit from Warren. He tried to tap it on. Still across centre wing. Leopold try and pick it up. Handball over the top. And no, look, handball to the Wagner. And close to the boundary line. Does he see it over? I think he does. Is it out of bounds on the full? No, the boundary umpire says it's all clear and boundary throw in.
I'm hearing whistles everywhere.
I know. Try and put that out of your
Yeah, I know. Was there a free kick? Was it not a free kick?
Boundary throw in centre wing, or nearly half forward actually, for St Joey's.
Matty Kershaw in the experts chair for the Sporting Globe. Watch every Cats home and away game live at the Sporting Globe. Harrison Smith in the middle of traffic for St Joseph, trying to get a handball away, trying to duck through a tackle and taken high was Luke Justin. Now with 2 first names from Coloranurat. Goes short and gets it to Billy Ritchie. Ritchie gives a handball back to Justin, cruising by. True centre half back for Leopold. Sends it wide to the broadcast wing, and Fletcher Wilson has marked and has stayed on that wing. He goes short on the bounce. Not a great kick. Did Stone no favours. He's now under pressure, and the ball is locked underneath him. We'll get a ball up. Wasn't the greatest kick from Wilson, who has been one of those players that's been in and out of the Leopold lineup over the last couple of years. Ball into the air. Sharp front position on the tap down. And then he did his own roving on hands and knees, knocked it into the path of Smith, got a handball away, but straight to Pitcher. Pitcher jammed it on the boot, might have been touched off the boot. No, mark paid and taken by Muhall at right half back for St Joseph's.
So Muhall thought about lateral and goes down the line looking for Morrison at centre wing over his head. Cross at the back for Leopold. Now Thompson for the Lions, gets around the corner. Good mark, El Hickey. And if Marcus Thompson wasn't playing football in this league, this bloke would win the Matheson. He has had an outstanding season, El Hickey. Yep. Goes short to the Grandy. He takes the mark and set a wing. Back towards Humphrey. Patton comes up and he goes backwards to switch the ball. O'Dwyer now off a step, goes across the ground. Cal Mitchell's got it. They've moved it to the opposite side. Centre wing position. Good play too. They get it towards Henderson, who kept his width. Joey's to go forward from here.
Henderson swings onto that left boot. Awkward kicking style, not a great kick. Jennings, though, dropped what he should have taken. Time to recover. Handball on the bounce to O'Brien. West, Jennings through traffic. Handball straight to Antonak for St Joey's. Antonak shrugged a tackle, gave it to Mullen. Mullen gave it to James Hickey. James Hickey, a neat little kick. And Henderson back with the flight. Not paid the mark despite front on contact. O'Brien for Leopold. Trent Thompson, a handball wide to Marcus Thompson. Right back pocket towards the wing. 2-on-1. Went through the hands of Mitchell. Giddings was last man standing. Took the footy. Hovey took him, and at true centre wing will get a ball up out of side. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock, 3 minutes played. And St Joseph's on the second quarter. Harvey Norman scoreboard lead 34-26.
Sharp gets it down to Antonak, back of the pack. Right foot kick tumbling towards half forward. Morrison and De Grande there for St Joey's. Can't pick it up. Through the middle was Jennings, gave it to Trent Thompson. He couldn't take it. Morrison's handball over his head was good to Mullen. 50 out from goal, open goal square. No, he gets back there and takes a great mark under pressure from Camerick. And will take a little bit of time to get up. It's pretty hard in that goal area there for that Drew Oval. So he goes with a kick, tries to spear it. Terrible kick, Newhall. Can he make him pay? 40 out, left foot kick, and has missed it. Through for one behind to Geordie Muirhawk. And they go to 5:35 now, St Joey's. Leopold 4-2-26, Harvey Norman, K-Rock second quarter scoreboard.
He's better off just turning around and kick it through for a point, I think, Noffy, so someone else can kick in.
Justin drives a ball to the middle of Drew Oval. Mark dropped by Hovey. Front of the pack, Richie knocked it to advantage for Leopold. Edmonds a fumble, a second fumble, but it fumbled into the path of Maybaum, who under pressures put the kick straight onto the chest of Al Hickey for Joey's. He goes short to Antonak. Antonak's got it just at the southern end of the cricket wicket area. Now a driving ball to about 20 from goal. An uncontested pitcher has marked. Camerick, have we called Camerick's name at all this afternoon? He actually had a pretty big one when these two teams met back in round 4. He had 33 times. Pull the kick wide. Jennings with the one hand. That's got to be a free kick. Newhall. That's almost a professional free kick, so Newhall couldn't take the mark and advance the footy.
Started on ball last week against North Shore, and he's been forward all game this game.
Ball to play on. Jennings wants the middle of Drew Oval, and Trent West is his target and juggles the mark. Quick handball release. Wagner can pull the kick to a marking target, and Stone turns, kicks quickly. What's he got? Edmonds under pressure, will be paid a free kick. Was taken high. It was pinpoint from Stone into the waiting arms of Edmonds. He dropped the mark, but it was taken high, and he'll have a shot to pull the margin back to 3 points. I just love the ball movement. Both teams want to take the game on.
Well, it is. It's get the ball and go. And look, there's been a lot of handball receives in the game, so there's a lot of run from behind. There's a lot of attack in the corridor. There's a bit of using the width of the ground and making it bigger. It's got a bit of everything at the moment.
Yeah,
so both. Yeah, sorry.
It should be played.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams are really playing to their most potential, I'd say.
Edmonds to the goal line. Giddings flew. It was off his hands and through for a minus score. 4-3-27 Leopold. St Joseph's 5-5-35. The margin is 7. I reckon is that correct, that score, or is that out?
No, that's right.
That's right.
Yep.
There we go.
Correct.
We'll leave it at that. 5-5-4-3.
Ball, Hickey kicks it in for St Joey's. Terrible kick in the end.
Yeah, it was.
Noffy gives it away by hand to the man with two first names. Justin gets it in board. Punched away by Ballack was good. Front and centre. Warren's handball to Antonak. Set him a bit of a task. St Joey's going to get it from Antonak. Now the handball back into McLaughlin at half back. Can run free. Take a bounce. He's going to be having Jennings on his backside. He goes. In fact, it was Giddings towards the ball, and now at the back, K-Rock's own Jet Matthews kicks it over the top to the Wagner, who takes it and plays on. Handball, gives it away to Marcus Thompson. He was thinking about the kick. He went further afield, though, and out towards pitcher by hand. He goes to the right foot kick back inboard, and Justin takes it again at half forward for Leopold.
Justin getting involved in the contest now. A long driving ball to the goal square. Giddings can't complete it on the third attempt, and it's knocked towards the boundary line and out of bounds for a boundary throw. And Giddings turns to the umpire and says, gee, what more can I do, or what more do I have to do?
He had a bit of it.
I don't think he had enough, though.
But he had a bit.
Never had real control. And right next to the left-hand behind post at the northern or cemetery end of the ground, we'll get a boundary throw in. West to do the ruck work against young Sharp. Sharp winning the tap down. Ballack, the roving, is straight into a two-man tackle and going nowhere. And we'll get a ball up. West doing some of the heavy lifting along with Marcus Thompson to ensure Ballack can't depart the scene. Umpire puts it into the air, about 20 out from goal. Tap down West, try to put it into the path of Stone. Rolls towards the goal square. Just pushed forward by Patton. And the umpire said, well, that was locked up according to me, so I'm going to ball it up again. So this happening at the top of the goal square. Leopold in attack, looking to cut this margin back to just a couple of points from the ball up. And the ball's not going any further than Patton being wrapped up in a tackle. And another ball. Jollo Dwyer for Wombat Gully Plant Farm doing a really good job, Jay. See if you can extract it from this contest.
Umpire Douglas puts it in the air. West gets it down, off hands, falls towards the goal line, coming out. Giddings tried to play for a free kick. And the umpire says it's not coming.
It was well umpired.
And let him go. In fact, it was the Undertaker who went down.
That often with umpire Douglas, but that was a good call.
So now, ruck contest. West gets it down. Falls towards Smith. Maybaum over the top of it for Leopold as well. Still 10 metres out from goal for Leopold. Umpire will ball it up again. There's going to be an extraordinary free kick come out of here somewhere.
Yeah, you feel
watch,
it, don't you? A ruck contest.
I can smell it.
Yep.
Comes out sharp. West gets it down again. There's Thompson, extracts himself. Left foot kick around the corner is missed, and it kicks it out of bounds on the full drag him. He's no good.
No.
And it will be a free kick to St Joey's last line of defence.
Carpole, Matheson, Middlevote sitting on the bench. Probably doesn't need any more, to be honest.
That's right.
James Hickey for St Joseph's went short to Cal Mitchell, but he's been told to go back and go behind his mark. He reels in a really nice one-handed mark, by the way, from that kick of Cal Mitchell. He goes short, and now he finds Cal Mitchell again, maybe just a little bit closer to him than he would have hoped. The mark is paid. Left back pocket below the scoreboard for Harvey Norman. Shows St Joey's leading by 8. Goes wide, looking for a mark. Sharp, fifth in line, couldn't take it. Front of the pack, lost by Edmonds. Handball out the side door from Jai Cross. And the ball is at the boundary line. And is it out of bounds? We'll get a boundary throw in. We will. Just forward of the wing. Out of side. Scoring has dried up somewhat as we've now played 9.5 minutes in the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Ball back into play. Giddings, Sharp, the 2-18s. Sharp went first, didn't win that out of the ruck, but Giddings did. And then quick kick forward to Wagner. Wagner goes wide, and Marcus Thompson has taken it, but he's a long way from home at right half forward for Leopold. The skipper of the Lions, stunning season, drives it into the right forward pocket. West on a searching lead. Front of the pack, Wagner round the corner, bouncing ball. Big off break, Nathan Lyon, Renegade style, and through for a minor score. 4-4-28 Leopold, St Joseph's 5-5-35 on the K-Rock second quarter. Harvey Norman scoreboard. I think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices. There's been a turnover from the kick-in, Jace.
Yes, Felix Henderson took the mark. Unfortunately, he was in the middle of the Alan Russell Pavilion when he took it.
Can't do it.
You can't do that. It's out of bounds on the full. And Justin goes short to Wagner. Still 65 from goal. Thought about short. So Leopold pressing here. They need a return, though. Short little kick is okay. Just the required distance. The Undertaker has taken the mark. Sheehan has it at left half forward. Northern end of the ground for Leopold. He trail by 7.
Fancies himself.
Yeah, make the margin 1 point if he can kick from 50, just outside 50. No breeze to speak of. Comes in now, gives it everything he's got. It's a good kick. Goal umpire does massive move for the Undertaker. Puts through his second of the afternoon. And a point the difference here at Drew Oval. 5-4-34 now Leopold. St Joey's 5-5-35. Harvey Norman K-Rock. Second quarter scoreboard. Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices.
He was twirling the finger 2/3 of the way through the carry of the ball. He knew.
He hit it flush. He did. You know when you hit that one wood, he's just real happy with it off the stick. Well, that was
real happy.
Real happy. He was real happy with that too. And why wouldn't he be? It was a great goal. But again, another score from turnover, and that's the game at the moment. There's a bit of pressure out there. There's that turnover risk, reverses reward, and that was just a poor kick in, really, wasn't it? It hung around there forward 50.
Back in the middle, quick kick forward for St Joseph's, taken by Warren, dumped as he kicked, bouncing ball. O'Brien through for Leopold, left it behind, but Marcus Thompson did, but he's turned it over. Handball, Warren outside of the right hand, trying to get a handball. Marcus Thompson comes again. Geez, he fights ferociously for the footy. Tackle laid by Wilson, but the ball spills out of the handball of Grass to McLaughlin. Kick around the corner. Wilson did okay down low for Leopold marked. Handball, Stone off his right boot to the middle of the ground, and West front on contact will be paid against Hocking, I suspect, against the much taller West. Advantage paid. No, Reynoldson's handball is Feely. He's back out in the ground, Birchie, so he'll come back and impact the contest. Feely now receives a kick from West, and now under pressure. Oh, good pressure by Warren. That'll be holding the ball. He just blindsided him, Warren.
He might have to stay off, Feely.
And he's actually
injured.
hurt himself. As he went to kick, I reckon the ankles got caught.
Yep.
And he's been back out there 30 seconds. He might have to go straight back off. Antonak marked the kick. Handball off to Al Hickey. Oh, side on contact came from Sheehan, but he missed him in the end. Newhaw takes the kick on the bounce next to the boundary line. Handball over the top to Mullen. Mullen confronted by O'Brien. Steps around him and cross. Went to handball. Now goes to kick backwards. Humphrey will take it on about the third bounce. Giddings puts on the good pressure. Well done, Leopold. Good frontal pressure coming. And it pushes Joey's back to the wing and a boundary throw in. And Feely for St John of God coming towards you, Birchie, although not coming off.
Yeah, he seems to be having one of those days, poor Tom Feely. So hopefully he hasn't injured that ankle at all. It's just sort of jarred a little bit as he went to kick.
To throw in. West gets it down. Thompson, the side of the pack, can't pick it up. Kick tried to come from Riley Stone in there as well for Leopold. Big pack around it. And getting up is Woolley at the end for St Joey's. Gives the ball back to the umpire. West gets it down. Thompson wrapped up straight away by Harrison Smith. Oh, and the sling tackle afterwards. Can't do that. Free kick. Marcus Thompson at centre wing for the Lions, driving it forward to the northern end of the ground. High kick. Where's Giddings? He'll be there somewhere. It's all St Joey's though. They've got the numbers. Mitchell. Handball forward of the ball. Gives it to Grass. He gives it away to Hovey. Off a step towards centre wing. High kick. Goes up 2-on-2 at the back to Grandy. Wants to get rid of it and does, but nothing to kick to. And Noffy is there for Leopold. Easily takes the mark at half back.
There's a Leopold player down in back play. Keep an eye on that, Birchie, for St John of God.
It's Tom Feely again.
Yeah.
Marcus Thompson just back of the wing, broadcast side. Swings a high kick towards half forward. Hovey flew, couldn't mark. He's hurt his teammate Sharp in the process. Wagner took the loose footy front of the pack, freed the arms, got a handball back towards Desnoy. Desnoy left it behind. It falls out for Woolley. Woolley shoveled to Camerick, a rare possession. Around the corner, the kick. Wagner didn't go 15. Slickest handball. Reynoldson on the left. Reynoldson goals. What about the handball of Wagner? The piano tuner was in tune there as he slipped it out the side door, and Kai Reynoldson has finished off with a left foot kick that puts Leopold to within lead now by 5 points. 6-4-40. St Joey's 5-5-35. Second quarter. Thanks to Harvey Norman. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices. That was slick from Wagner.
Yeah, well, they're enjoying a bit of time in forward half at the moment, Leopold, and they're really struggling Joey's are really struggling with their ball movement to get it past half forward at the moment. So pressure's back on St Joseph's by Leopold, and they've done well to hold them up and keep ball inside their forward 70, really.
Back to the middle. Giddings having a run in the ruck now for Leopold. Feely's recovered. Goes on his left foot. Tumbling punt towards half forward. Chaos ball. Punched on by Edmonds for Leopold. Comes towards Al Hickey. Wrapped up straight away. Over the top, Maybaum. And the umpire will come in. Left half forward, Leopold will have a ball up.
Poor old Camerick's first kick was a turnover, which led to the handball out for another goal with a turnover.
Ball in the air. The two ruckmen go at it. Hocking and Giddings. Giddings winning the tap down towards the boundary line. Justin, can he keep it alive? Snaps a kick around the corner very quickly, but it'll roll out of bounds, you would think, if Patton can't keep it alive. Although he does, but he's wrapped up in a good tackle. O'Dwyer's been good this afternoon for Wombat Gully Plant Farms in that matchup. 201 Townsend Road in Moolapchi. Just about time to get into the garden, everybody. Just weather starting to turn maybe slightly for us. From that stoppage, we get a ball up and see the ball out of bounds. Boundary throw-in the left forward pocket. About 25 around from the Leopold goal mouth, and they just seem to have some control of this contest, although the margin is 5. Ball back into play. Tap down Giddings. Thompson at the front, they're roving. Little soccer off the ground, falls for Maybaum. Now Justin, quick snap around the corner, back with the fist to knock it through his Ballock for St Joseph's, and the margin is now 6 points. Leopold 6-5-41, Joey's 5-5-35. And on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock, there's no better way to travel to the footy. We've got nearly 17 minutes.
Al Hickey called to play on from full-back for St Joey's. Comes broadcast side towards half-back to Grandy, front. Couldn't take it. Trent Thompson's handball. Set a bit of a tussle with Reynoldson. He got it forward. Luke Justin, left foot kick on the boundary line. And it's a bit skinny. In fact, it's very skinny. It's out of bounds on the full. And it will be a free kick to St Joey's last line of defence. And as it comes back, it will be with Al Hickey. was thinking short over the top to Gus Humphrey. He's going to go a bit further though. Goes towards half back. Oh, Hocking pushed Giddings past, but forgot about Trent Thompson coming in there as well, and he took the mark at half forward.
The experienced defender's got it for Leopold. Called to play on now. Sets a kick up to about 20 from goal. Oh, gee. Humphrey got in the way of a teammate and spoiled him and knocked it away, and now they've got trouble, although that should be a sling tackle laid on Mitchell and paid against Maybaum. Umpire didn't see it that way, and we'll get a ball up right in front of the Leopold goal, about 15 metres out. Umpire will put it into the air. Umpire directing traffic. Tosses it up now. Maybaum tapped down by Hocking. Maybaum will do the roving. Lost it in the tackle. Ballack, they'll be holding the ball. I think it'll come back as Ballack got a clearing kick, and it'll come back to Oscar Hocking. Or is it Antonak? In fact, it's Antonak who will take the resultant free kick. He'll kick into the left back pocket.
He does so now and finds Cal Mitchell, who plays on, wants to get around Mitchy Patton, does, and goes towards centre wing with the kick. Morrison needs to take the mark and does. Pitcher was too small, and so was O'Brien there, so Morrison took it. Back in board with the kick. Danger to Mewell. Had to be good and took it, and got a push as well from the man with two first names, Luke Justin and Fitty.
Boys, I've been lucky enough to get inside the St Joseph's camp briefly just to talk to Ron Watt about this quarter. What are you making of it so far, Ron? Slight shift in momentum for Leopold with some repeat entries.
Yeah, well, we just can't get the ball off them at the moment, so we've got to tighten up a little bit and stop them marking the ball and controlling it. They're getting outside us a bit, so yeah, I think generally our contests are right, but we're just sort of letting the ball spill.
It's been played at a pretty frenetic pace, isn't it? Although some of that's gone out of it from the first quarter, but you'd be happy with the boys' efforts.
Yeah, effort's good. We just got to be a little bit smarter, and it's always easy when you're watching.
Yep. I'll let you get back to the job.
No worries.
Thank you to Ron Watt. Great access for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre there. While we were talking with Ron Watt, Geordie Mewhall had a shot at goal and it was fisted through on the line for a minor score. The margin is 5 to the good of Leopold. 6-5 playing 5-6. Cross goes wide looking for Wilson. Good spoil at the front by Henderson. Humphrey a handball over his head. Harry Smith for St Joey's a high helicopter kick inside 50. Morrison under it. Cross judged at best. Took a really nice mark for Leopold. He's called to play on. Laterally he comes with a kick across the face of goal. Jennings, he's now called to play on, confronted by De Grande, under pressure, kick to centre half back, Feely! And he'll be paid the mark.
Wow, you got to control it though.
It was a good fly, he flew laterally, and he's been paid the mark. Quickly gets a kick very wide to Wilson. Wilson will send a kick to Maybaum. He marks it right half forward. That's 75 from home. He'll drive Leopold inside forward 50. Looking down there for Giddings. Over his head. Ball's allowed to bounce. Chance for Edmonds. Giddings will come and take it off Mitchell, although he's going nowhere. In fact, it's Sheehan. And free kick
geez.
Going which way?
No, you said it.
Fend off,
he said.
High fend. So,
off. Yep.
Well, free kick paid, and it's going to go to Cal Mitchell, left back pocket. Northern end of the ground, long way from home. Goalless so far in this second quarter after 5 in the opening term. Through 20 minutes played, we've got no additions to the major column for St Joseph's.
Goes towards De Grande, Thompson, front and centre Henderson for St Joey's. Goes towards Grass at half at the centre wing. Needs some support. It's all Leopold around him. He's on hands and knees. Kick off the ground by Hickey James. He needs to pick it up. He does. It gets pushed in the back by Pitcher. Should get a free kick. There was nothing around him either. So he did play it pretty well in the end, James Hickey. But now Leopold have been able to get back in defence. So it's pretty tight between he and goal. He's called to play on. He goes with a short little kick is okay. Henderson takes the mark. Still 65-70 from goal. He comes back. There's not much movement. Dangerous kick, but James Hickey takes it again. He'll have to play on. He does. And now drives it as long as he can towards De Grande. Grass goes up, can't take the mark, front and centre. It was all Leopold. Wagner wrapped up straight away. Tried to get rid of the football, can't do so. And we're going to have a ball up about 45 out from the St Joey's goal.
Woolley just doing run with jobs, isn't he?
He is, yeah. He's just sort of
Thompson
going from next
Wagner.
to next.
And no interest in winning the footy. He's just trying to find a body at the contest. Umpire puts it into the air. Morrison and West engage. Morrison may be winning that tap down. Ball at ground level. Harry Smith a handball on the bounce. Mullen handball back. Quick kick around the corner towards goal. About 20 metres out. Trent Thompson front position for Leopold. Taken to ground by De Grande. And we will get a ball up. So Joey's, despite their inability to kick a goal in the second quarter, only trail by 5. They could jag the lead back here late in the second quarter. Morrison winning the tap down. Quick kick out of the pack to Grant. He went straight up the shot. Terry almost landed back on his head while he lies on the ground. It's allowed to bounce. Justin, a good handball release. Marcus Thompson for Leopold, a high floater. Sharp sits under it. Patton did well to provide a contest. Ball at ground level, overrun by the Undertaker, but Jennings did okay. Handball, Richie just held it back nicely for Patton to run onto. Will it sit for him? If it does, he'll be in business. Humphrey from the side, good pressure, and it opened the door for Mullen to clear with a kick that'll bounce in front of Woolley.
Goes towards Woolley now. He doesn't sit for him. Wagner, face on, contact, tackle, comes in on centre wing, and the umpire will come in and ball it up as Wagner and Harry Smith exchange phone numbers on the dance floor. They both get up now. West down towards Feely, close to the boundary line. The kick up the chimney again, punched on. Comes back towards O'Brien for Leopold. Off a number of hands, a little bit of candy was okay. Feely has been good since he come back on. Goes deep forward. Al Hickey reads it the better. Off the side of the pack. Had to be a good kick to Henderson and was in the back pocket.
Henderson stepped inside the man coming towards him, then went with a left foot kick looking for Ballack, who couldn't mark. Desnoy on his non-preferred left sends a kick into the right forward pocket that will roll away from Mitchell and through for a minor score in the margin. Again, an even goal at 6 points, 6-5-41. St Joseph's 5-6, 36, 23 and 3/4 minutes played on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. It's an intriguing and absorbing battle, as I struggled to get that out this afternoon.
So ball towards De Grande at half-back for St Joey's. They get the ball out wide. Now the kick long. Thompson over the back, reads it the better, got a hand to it, couldn't take it for Leopold. Got some support though from Harris Jennings, who's been good at centre half back. Goes wide, Feely goes up again, can't take the mark. Camrick's handball was pretty hot. De Grande, dangerous kick, might be okay. Kicked off, was touched off the boot. James Hickey tracks it, then runs into a teammate, bounces off him, then gets wrapped up, throws the ball away. Clark off a step for St Joey's under pressure. Grass comes at it, but he's got a couple of Leopold players against him, and Hocking comes in to help out as well. And he's wrapped up straight away by Noffy. And we'll have a ball up on centre wing. 5-6, 36 and Joey's. Leopold 6-6, 42. Harvey Norman, K-Rock, second quarter scoreboard. 25 played.
West winning the tap down for Leopold. Antonak overran the footy. Warren with a handball up. Quick kick around the corner. McLaughlin bouncing ball. Grass, slick handball. Newhall got it at true centre wing. Sends a kick to the leading Morrison. Got some respite from Thompson for the moment. Trent Thompson's been great in that Wombat Gully Plan Farm matchup. Handball. Ballack providing some run. Got away from Desnoy. Under pressure as he kicked. Missed to the right. Just Nick Ballack through for a minor score. Would have been his first GFNL senior goal, but he just couldn't get it to stay online. It's through for a minor score, and the margin is 5-7, 37 St Joseph's. They were 5-4 at quarter time. Leopold 6-6, 42, 25 minutes played. Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
So short kick in. Luke Justin, kick around the corner. Hickey comes out, big thump away into the netball area with the footy, and it will be a boundary throw in. Nick Ballack looked like he should be the lead singer of a country rock band, not play football for St Joey's. How is he?
He's got the locks going.
He's got the locks going.
A bit of grunge about him,
yeah,
like a 90s grunge band.
Yes, that's right. Right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah,
Kirsch.
Absolutely.
Well, he's walked straight out of Mudhoney and...
So Badgers throw in. St Joey's into attack. 60 from goal.
Where's the ball?
Yeah, it's over here now. The boundary umpire has it back and throws it towards the car park in the end. West gets it down. McLaughlin, little short kick around the corner towards Mullen. Might sit for him if he turns around, gets it. Handball. Warren was good. Hocking off a step, goes towards the lead. Noffy comes across for Leopold. Does well. He's handball to nobody in particular. There is the grunge band lead singer. He can't pick it up. Ballack. Desnoy can. He gets it towards Jennings. He's wrapped up by 74. St Joey's players holding the ball, and it will be St Joey's late stage of this second term with the footy in the middle.
And it'll be Antonak, or is it Warren? It's Warren. He'll go short with the kick, and he found Ballack, and the only player ever born in Seattle to play in the GFNL seniors for St Joey's. No, that's a lie. Ballack. The kick to McLaughlin was an absolute
He
shank.
can play the guitar but can't kick.
Bowen Club.
McLaughlin had time. Kick inside 50 over the head of Justin for Leopold. De Grande knocked it to advantage. Tried to then get a handball to Antonak, but missed him. Wagner inside defensive 50 for Leopold, but he turned it over to Clark, who marked. He gets a kick now. James Hickey will mark 52 from goal, right half forward. Progress halted by Maybaum. Mullen all alone, right in front of our best seats in the house, Jack Mullen, and he is marked.
Jack, kick the goal.
40 metres out.
Kick the goal.
He's given us a wink. It's not Anzac Day 2021 in front of the South Barwon faithful, but it'd be a pretty handy kick. Maybaum stands the mark. Mullen puts the mouthguard in the sock, and a chance to give Joey's back the lead in the shadows of half-time. 40 from goal, the man on the mark. Mullen will kick from just inside 50, from 48. Gives it a really good go, but misses to the near side. And in through for a minor score. Jack Mullen coming off 27 disposals last week against North Shore. And behind there, and the margin is 4. 5-8, 38, 6-6, 42, 28 minutes played. Port Phillip Ferry time clock, Carrick football, second quarter.
O'Brien kicks it back in for Leopold. Maybaum runs free and thought about the handball, then takes a bounce, then has got no idea where he's going. He goes towards the middle of the ground. In the end, worked out okay, except Connor Giddings couldn't take the ball. Josh Hovey, handball over the top. Humphrey against Des Noy. A bit of hair between those two. Gets it out wide. Muir and Reynoldson, they see it over the boundary line. And centre wing on the outer side, we will have a boundary throw in.
It's a great game.
It's intriguing.
I know we've only had the 2 goals in the second quarter, but they fizzing the footy around.
Yep. There's battles within battles here.
Boundary throw in. Western Hocking. Once the footy comes back, it does now, and West gets it down. Reynoldson tracks it towards the boundary line. Harry Smith's right next to him. Can they keep it in, Leopold? They get it going towards the scoreboard. Harry Smith tracked it back as the siren sounds. For half-time here at Drew Oval, and it is Leopold 6-6-42. They lead St Joey's 5-8-38.
4 points is the lead for Leopold. They trailed by 8 at quarter time. They kicked 2 goals, 4 to St Joseph's, 4 behinds in that second quarter. Jane Birch for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre is headed out onto the ground. We'll attempt to have a chat to one of the players from either side to just get a feel for what's taken place to this point in the contest. We'll just get to Birchie in a second. She's just working away towards the Leopold huddle. Not sure whether she might grab a Billy Ritchie or somebody like that for a quick couple of words. Just making her way towards Billy right now, or I think he's deep in conversation with Tim Connolly, one of the assistant coaches. Get to Birchie in just a second for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre, your ultimate destination for health, fitness and recovery. It's half-time. Thanks to Garmy Chicken and Beer. Give me Garmy Warren Ponds Chicken and Beer that's unmissable. We're going to be having a little bit of that tomorrow.
Nice.
In our pre-game for St Mary's and Colac. Don't forget the Cats this evening as well. Taking on Port Adelaide. I think Birchie got James Edmund.
game, but both defensive ends have had a fair bit of work to do, particularly in that second quarter when the ball was rebounding back and forth and playing between the 250s and in the 250s and back and forth. But Leopold by foot looked a bit shaky coming out of their back half, but they were able to rebound pretty well. Scoring dried up. That was probably due to maybe quarter time. The coach is sort of saying, the game's probably a little bit too free-flowing and there's not much of a defensive aspect to it. So that's probably why it sort of tightened up a little bit, given there was 16 shots in the first quarter. The midfield battle's been great. There's been general play's been great to watch. It's been, the corridor's been attacked. The width of the ground's being used. I think all aspects of the game's on display at the moment, and that's why we've got a great viewing spectacle. But, it'll be who can penetrate the defensive 50s, I reckon, and who can take those marks inside forward 50. That's probably going to win this game of footy. I reckon a lot of players on the St Joseph's forward line need to lift. De Grandy's really going at it solo at the moment, and I guess at the other end they need to make more chances of their inside 50s, Leopold. So it's up for grabs. It's there to be won, and I reckon we're in for a cracking second half of football.
Thank you for that, Kirsch. In the experts chair, the Sporting Globe. Watch every Cats home and away game at the Sporting Globe Geelong. Now, when you're at the Sporting Globe, just find yourself in one of those booth seats because it is absolute quality there.
Get yourself the wings, hot sauce.
Do you like those?
Oh, I love them.
Really?
They eat 3 buckets.
Right.
Gee whiz. Can't wait for our K-Rock break up there at the Sporting Globe. Watch you go through 1,000 wings.
Now, Sporting Globe is the place to be for your club's end-of-season events, Mad Monday lunches or drinks and dinners. Sign up at the Sporting Globe for your local team sponsorship to receive gift cards and cash rewards for your club. Give Al a call for all the details at the Sporting Globe.
That's what we need, a K-Rock football Mad Monday.
It won't be a Mad Monday, it'll be a silly Saturday.
All right. Well, can't we do Silly Saturday, Stupid Sunday and Mad Monday? Can't we just keep going?
But some of us probably don't have that amount of, what do you want?
Stamina
would be the word I'm looking for.
I thought you were going to say leave, and I'm thinking, well, we know who that is. We'll talk to the boss. That's okay. But you think stamina?
Yeah.
Are you going to go home for a sleep? Are you getting old, Tom? What are you doing?
Says the bloke who's had a cardigan over his legs.
Shut up. I've got the
heat lamps on.
I've got the heat lamp on too. Yeah, I know, it's good in theory, but practice, that's not happening.
Players making their way back into position. I really like O'Dwyer's work on Patton this afternoon.
Terrific.
Now, Marcus Thompson has actually been sent forward for Leopold, maybe just to change things up a little bit. Interesting to see who gets him in that matchup. So just looking at who's going back. So O'Dwyer will go back to Patton. Who's going to go? It looks like Humphrey might go all the way back to Thompson or Cal Mitchell. It looks like Humphrey's going to get Marcus Thompson. So
interesting matchup. Yeah, absolutely.
Hovey with Sheehan and Mitchell with Giddings. Hickey with Desnoy, and obviously Desnoy's got to be a little bit more defensive.
He does, yeah, agreed.
On Al Hickey. We'll keep it on those Wombat Gully plant farm matchups. Over 1,500 different species of plants to choose from. Big second half coming. We're underway in the third quarter thanks to Read the Play. Here's Jace.
Getting it down was Trent West again in the middle for Leopold. Ball gets around towards Harry Smith, who gets it by hand to Jack Mullen. Right foot kick deep forward from Mullen for St Joey's. Comes back towards the man with 2 first names, Luke Justin, who wheels away from Paddy De Grande and goes towards centre wing. Oh, good mark in the middle. Hamlin hanger. Ben Clark does well. Had a couple around him, took the mark beautifully and kicks the ball back towards half forward. And off hands, it is going to be a boundary throwing right in front of the Alan Russell Pavilion here at Drew Oval this afternoon. And we're in the third term thanks to Read the Play.
Sun shining beautifully from the west.
Gorgeous.
Beating down nicely on Drew Oval. Ball thrown back into play. West gets rid of Hocking, won the tap down. Front of the pack. Kick jammed on the boot by Edmonds. Rolling ball taken by Sheen. Tried to get it to Desnoy, but he left it behind. Hovey tried to get it forward. Smith was buffeted off the footy for St Joseph's. It's going to be a free kick going to Joey's. It's taken by James Hickey. Plays on quickly. Drives it inside 50. On the half volley, Thompson couldn't take it for Leopold. That was Trent. Morrison was good. Handball to Grass. Grass with the snap around the corner has missed to the left and through for a minor score. That is now 5 consecutive behinds for Joey's. Their last goal coming at the 31-minute mark of the opening term to give them an 8-point quarter-time lead. They now trail by 3. 5-9 playing 6-6.
K-Rock zone, Jet Matthews from fullback for Leopold towards the big man. Noffy can't take it for the Lions. Luke Justin can't pick it up either. Neither can Desnoy. Falls to Harry Smith. Gives it away to Jed Warren. The John Oates man goes with the right foot kick and just on the line. Harris Jennings puts a hand up and sees it through for a rush behind again for the home side. So St Joey's go to 5-10-40 now. They trail Leopold 6-6-42. Read the play, K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
O'Brien goes looking for Jennings in the right back pocket to mark under pressure from Newhall. Can't complete it and bubbles it out of bounds. And he also goes through the gap in the fence and finds himself almost in the bar. And we'll get a boundary throw in left forward pocket. Northern or Cemetery end of Drew Oval at St Joseph's. Margin is 2 to the good of Leopold, the visitors. Front position, Hocking might have won that tap down. Taken by Mullen. He's wrapped up, going nowhere. We'll get a ball up. So a sedate start to this third quarter. Ball into the air. Tap down by West. Roving done by Mullen, who gave a handball to Antonak. Snaps a kick over his left shoulder into the left forward pocket. Noffy, big double fist, Mick Schilt style. Sees it out of bounds for a boundary throw in left forward pocket. 6-6-42 Leopold. St Joseph's 5-10-40 on the third quarter. K-Rock read the play scoreboard. It is RTP Soulmates Read the Play mental health round. Check out readtheplay.org.au.
A boundary throw in to Grandy against West. West gets it down, front of the pack, and K-Rock's own puts the tackle on. Bit of a sling tackle too. The umpire says just settle down, boys.
Is that all it is? Yep.
Paddy de Grandy gets up off the turf. So ball up, left half forward for St Joey's. West gets it down. Antonak roves to the back of the pack. He can't pick it up though. Needs some support. Comes back to Warren. His handball back towards Al Hickey. Mucking around with it. Handball. Jack McMullen gets it wide. Al Hickey again. And Jack Mullen is in a bit of trouble too.
Yeah, Feely got him and...
he's on his haunches and he's not feeling the best. He gets up now. He's got the footy.
They're all going to Feely for some reason.
On centre wing, he will take the free kick. Goes with the kick towards the lead of Morrison, who's right on the boundary line, about 55 from goal. It would take a pretty good kick from there for the big fella. But he's going back on the mark. And he's backing himself. Right behind him in my binos, Chris Nichols. I'll tell you, look at him. Yeah, there he is. Amazing. Comes in. Oscar Morrison, skinny everywhere and very skinny in the end. Out of bounds on the full. Leopold with the resultant free kick.
Skinnier than Kate Moss, that kick.
Nice.
They've had 3 half chances in the first opening 3-4 minutes of this game, quarter.
Chet Matthews with it next to the behind post in the right back pocket. Sends a high kick towards half back. Coming with a run was Jennings, but front position the mark will be paid. Or free kick, take your pick, to Henderson. Jennings was coming like he was ready to take another Hamlin Hanger Mark of the Year contender. Standing his ground was Henderson. Henderson with a neat little left foot kick, puts it onto the chest of Humphrey. Maybe just slightly too far out to score. Patton is a long way from home, standing the mark just outside 50. Now called to play on Humphrey. So he sets it up to about 20 from goal, and uncontested Noffy marks for Leopold. Not a great kick from Humphrey. Still goalless since the 31-minute mark of the opening term. Noffy gives a handball off. Little kick was okay from Matthews to Justin, who gave it back to Matthews by hand. He gives it to Wagner, gets out of 2 tackles, and then kicks short for Jennings, who's marked it right half back. Jennings with it. He'll take home our Hamlin Hanger, you would suspect, this afternoon after a wonderful mark in the opening term. Sends a kick. In fact, it was Sheen now to Jennings. Jennings to Justin, who took it at the front of the pack. A handball swept to Wagner. Wagner gives it to Feely. Feely from 45. Dragged down as he kicked, but Giddings will mark uncontested. Or be paid the free kick for a hold. Take your pick. In the right forward pocket, Connor Giddings got out the back of the defence. Mitch Patton not happy with Harry Smith. Harry Smith just gives him a little sort of love tap to the chest. No force or intent. And Connor Giddings. So you can hear the umpires. Those effects, Mike, of Mad Pup Dwyer are absolutely outstanding this afternoon. Just picking up everything taking place. We're right behind this kick. Tight angle, 45 degree, right forward pocket. Smith stands on the mark about 11 metres from goal, and Giddings kicks it. Nice finish from Connor Giddings. Gets his second of the afternoon and pushes the margin out to 8 points. You know, the margin's never been double figures in this contest, but Leopold are threatening. 7-6-48. St Joseph's 5-10-40. As we approach 7 minutes gone on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Port Phillip Ferries. No better way to travel to the footy. Check out portphillipferries.com.au for the footy special ferries for Friday night, Geelong v Collingwood.
A bit disappointed with that, Joey's, because they've had the ball inside their forward half for 6 minutes.
Yep.
They've held it in there, then that one ball gets out the back and they kick a goal from it. That's the difference. They're marking and taking their opportunities inside forward 50. Leopold and St Joseph's aren't.
Sharp went up in the ruck, and there's a free kick. I think it was against Sharp, who went up into West, gives it away to Thompson by hand. Pup goes towards centre half forward. Sheehan goes up against Hovey. Ball spills free. Comes to the front. Mitchie Patton gets away from 1-2. Gives the handball to the Undertaker. He's wrapped up straight away by Hovey. Ball spills free again. Back towards him. He needs to pick it up. Pack develops about 40 out. Reynoldson through the middle of the pack for Leopold. He's not going anywhere. And the umpire will come in and ball it up.
Josh Hovey had to fight every instinct not to dump Will
He
Sheehan.
did, didn't he? Yeah, I noticed that.
A ball up. West gets it behind. Great play to Stone. Ball spills out to Sharp. His handball. McLaughlin falls over the crucial stage. Thompson gets a shepherd. He goes with the right foot kick top of the square. Hovey goes up, takes a mark. Good mark in front of Maybaum. And tried to play for 25, not 50, Josh, and takes in the last line of defence.
I've got to say one thing. This has actually been really well umpired. Hovey goes across the face of goal to Hickey. That's Al. He goes short to his brother James, who's got it in the right back pocket, but a long way from home, and his team trailing by 8 points at the 8.5-minute mark of this third quarter. He concedes some ground to Humphrey, who marks next to the left-hand goal post. He goes short into the left back pocket to Hovey. Hovey goes short onto the chest of Smith. But Smith, they've had 4 possessions and still inside defensive 50. He needs to be precise, and he's with a kick onto the chest of McLaughlin. He's 53 from his defensive goal, hemmed in on the boundary line. So he goes short, and presenting and marking is Anton Mullen. Mullen can go short to Antonak, ignores that. And they might have to concede to go forward, although now Mullen decides to run on an arc and send a long ball into the direction of Morrison. It's going to be a free kick for a hold, and at the front of the pack it's going to go to... The umpire's pointing in many a direction. It's confusion. It's going to go to Noffy for being held. He'll concede some ground to K-Rock's own Matthews. Matthews for Leopold with a short kick to Maybaum. Maybaum now can kick wider still, and Wilson's all alone on the outer wing.
Can run now, right foot kick inside 50. Good kick, finds Menchie. Patton takes the mark, 50 from goal.
Has Patton had a kick today?
He hasn't. This is his first.
So Patton, he's got Connor Giddings yelling for it. He goes into the pocket. Great kick, touchy, gets there first. And Feely chimes in, takes the mark, and will shoot the goal from 20 out in the left forward pocket for Leopold. So Tom Feely, as we said to Buddha before the game, a welcome inclusion into this Leopold team that has some injury concerns at the moment, some players not in the team. He's silk around the ball. He's been in a bit of the wars today.
Hasn't been his day, has it?
Hasn't been his day, but he has shown his class there and kicked the goal. Great kick from Tom Feely. He kicks his first of the afternoon, and that is the 8th for Leopold. They got 8, 6:54. They lead St Joey's 5-10-40. Read the play, K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, only their 4th inside forward 50 for the quarter, and they've kicked 2 goals out of them, Jace, so that's all you need to do.
Efficiency.
It is. Get it in, kick goal, get it back to the middle. That's all you need to do. But again, it's just a game of turnovers and who can score from turnovers, and that's what's happening at the moment. But Joey's really need to get back on the bike here and get in their forward half, and some forwards need to take some marks, Jace. That's what it is in their forward half. It's not happening at the minute, and they need to get some something out of their big fellas.
Umpire throws it into the air. Tapped down by Morrison. Chance here for Warren, under pressure from Stone, couldn't take it cleanly. Wagner did, but then he ran straight into a 2-man tackle, and we will get a ball up. Bit of push and shove taking place. Wagner not liking the contact from Harry Smith, and we'll get a ball up just to the broadcast side of the centre wicket area. From the ball up, Kirsch has just dropped his pen. He'll pick that up cleanly, and Giddings in the ruck will find the footy, but have to give it back to the umpire after being stopped in his tracks. Morrison the tap down. Warren the clearing kick for St Joseph's. Good spoil cross. He's given away a free kick for a hold, I reckon, in the marking contest. Bit stiff, Kirsch.
Yeah, I think he was. I thought it was just a good contest, but Look, the umpire had the side-on view. We haven't got that luxury, but it looked...
De Grande loads up,
has.
goes long and got every piece of it and kicked a wonderful goal. It might not be the most efficient or prettiest of kicking styles, but geez, it can be effective sometimes, and he gets some length to kick his second, and it's their first goal since he goaled at the 31-minute mark of the opening term. We're now 12 minutes into the third, but it pulls them back to within 8 points. St Joseph's now go to 6:10:46 on the K-Rock. Third quarter, read the play scoreboard. Leopold, 8-6, 54, 12 minutes played. And St Joey's back in the contest.
Difference was it was kicked to a one-on-one. A lot of the kicks have been to a packed situation this quarter, and he gave himself a chance and he got the free. He drew the free, but he was still in front and made a contest.
Morrison in the ruck. He got it down. Mayborn got it forward. Mitchell takes the mark for St Joey's at centre-half back. Goes wide with the kick. Jed Warren's got a couple against him. Falls off the chest of Stone. He was good enough to pick it up again. Muirhall came over the top too high and will take the free kick. Riley Stone for Leopold. Centre wing on the outer side. And this time St Joey's have filled it back nicely, so he just goes high along with the kick, looks for Giddings, can't take the mark. Warren at the front, handball over his head to nobody in particular. Maybaum through the middle, tumbling punt towards Patton in the pocket against O'Dwyer. They're both there. Wagner comes in to help out, gives the handball away. Handball over the top from the Undertaker, through towards Touchy again. He's wrapped up. In fact, it was Pitcher who couldn't take it with him. And I'll get it third time. It was Ritchie. And it will be a free kick. Jed Warren in the last line of defence for St Joey's.
Right back
Got
pocket.
a switch here, I would have thought, but...
Love to find consecutive goals. He kicks to Ballack in his defensive goal square. Gives a handball to Al Hickey, running on his non-preferred side, so he has to kick on his non-preferred left, but that's a good
bother him.
No, it's a well-weighted kick to Smith. Smith, who is on his preferred side. Left foot kick, wants to come back inboard. Went over the head of McLaughlin, hocking at ground level. Tried to take it on the half volley, couldn't. Cross, gave a handball. Giddings jammed it on the boot, rolls it towards the wing. Chance for Warren, held the handball back nicely for Henderson. Henderson, true centre wing. Neat little kick. Found Grass. Grass can chip one over the top for De Grande. Well played by Thompson. Brought it to ground. Calls for a free kick, not coming. Cross. De Grande, now a chance Thompson. And now the clearing kick comes. Stone on the bounce. Ritchie, a handball. Back to O'Brien, who was involved in the earlier chain. Can he run away from McLaughlin? Under pressure. Got his kick on the bounce. Patton took it in the one hand. Oh, taken to ground. Big tackle late. Did he cop one high?
No, he played for that.
Yeah, threw the head back. If we paid staging, if we looked at staging in the GFNL, maybe the MRP would be looking at him.
He got up laughing as well.
Yeah, Rob Maybaum just coming towards you. Birchie, keep an eye on that for St John of God with the train up. There's a throw. And there'll be a free kick. I reckon it's against Clark, as Harrison Smith got the clearing kick, and the umpires paid a free kick and gifted an opportunity goal. Birchie, Rob Maybaum, what can you see as he comes towards you?
Yeah, he just looks like he's not running freely, so it might be a leg issue of some sort. I didn't actually see the incident, so we'll just see what they have a look at on the bench here.
Thanks, Birchie. St John of God, we put you first. Myer Street in Geelong. Mitch Patton, who's had a quiet afternoon. Top 5 in the goal kicking. Not far off the lead either from Sammy Dobson coming into this weekend. Man on the mark, stands about 40 from goal. Patton will kick from 45. This is usually bread and butter for Mitch Patton, and it is this time. He's very, very happy with it too. Patton with his first and 33rd of the season. And the margin back to a handy 14 points. 9-6-60 Leopold, St Joseph 6-10-46 in this third quarter. Thanks to Read the Play. Check readtheplay.org.au. 16 minutes gone.
Well, that wasn't against Joel O'Dwyer, it was against Ben Clark. So Joel O'Dwyer still obviously kept him pretty quiet so far. So Joel O'Dwyer will be pretty disappointed with that he gets a free shot at goal for...
Did you want to let Kingy know about around the grounds at Lara?
St Albans 16 points up over Lara at the minute.
Oh dear. I thought that'd get him going. Back in the middle. Antonak running the wrong way. In fact, it's Mullen dropped the footy. And a good play by the man with 2 first names, Luke Justin, who gets the kick inside. Patton over his head. Oh, Cal Mitchell goes up. Hamlin Hanger, second degree this time, because it's not going to win today, but he did well. Handball from Al Hickey to Jordan Muirhall. He gets the kick wide. Noah O'Brien was his target. Unfortunately, he plays for the opposition, and he takes the mark. Comes back inboard for Leopold. Back to Jennings. Still on centre wing. He's got Giddings at centre half forward screaming for it.
He's got the mismatch as well on James Hickey.
James Hickey goes towards Patton, who's got 3 against him. 1 at the back. Handball over the top. Came from O'Dwyer. He missed the target again. And just outside Leopold's 50, we're going to have a boundary throw in.
Don't know whether the word Marcel Behrens up from Geelong Regional Football, whether he might just need to duck out quickly out to Lara.
It's back to 8 points out there at the Snake Pit.
Keep an eye on that round the grounds for Leopold Sporties. We'll get to you in a moment, Birchie, for an update on Robbie Maybaum. Morrison winning the tap down. Wonderful roving Antonak, and he just dropped barrels, and that's a big torp. Now it's a foot race to Grandy and Cross. I think DeGrandy might be too mobile for Cross, although DeGrandy knocked the ball forward only into the path of Trent Thompson, who got a handball back to Cross, who ran out of room. And we'll get a boundary thrown right half forward. Birchie, down to you. What's the update on Robbie Maybaum?
Robbie Maybaum, I think he just a little bit of a tweak to his right ankle there. They were just putting some deep heat on that, and he'll be back out there shortly. But I am in the Leopold camp at the moment, so we'll come in a moment. We'll
come to you when we get a stoppage. We have got a stoppage very quickly to you, Birchie.
But you'd be happy with the efficiency of your team going forward. Joey's had a little bit of that momentum and some forward entries early on, but you've taken the ball down and capitalised on your opportunities.
Yeah, we've just gone a bit more composed out of our back half. They're trying to play a fast game, and I thought maybe the first half we were trying to match their speed and intensity. We still want to be, strong in the contest, but when we get hold of the ball, we just want to sort of try and play a little bit slower, not as fast, and then wait for the acceleration to come. So it might come, through the arcs, or it might come sort of, like just around our forward 50. So we're trying to make the ground just a bit bigger, kick the ball a little bit more, and try and buffer their intensity and their pressure.
Thank you for that, Gary
Hocking. Those insights.
With Jane Birch there. Thanks, Birchie. Geelong Sports Medicine Centre turnover. Leopold kicked it straight to Henderson. He tried to get a kick forward to Mullen. Mullen under pressure got a handball that Grass was able to pick up on the bounce, but his handball on the bounce went through Edmonds, knocked away by Jennings. This all happening at left half forward for St Joseph's. Mullen's dived on the loose footy. He's taken in a tackle. We'll get a ball up. 19 minutes gone, third quarter, Port Phillip Ferries time clock, Leopold 9:660, Joey 6:10:46. Appreciate the insights of both Ron Watt and Gary Hocking for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre.
So ball up, Sharp got it down at the front for St Joey's. Stone over the top of it for Leopold, wrapped up by about 3 St Joey's players, not going anywhere, the umpire. He's handed the ball back. West to the side. Stone pushed off it again. Sharp did well. In traffic, comes to the back, Harry Smith, he can't pick it up either, tried to tap it forward, big pack there, and we'll have another ball up. Still at left half forward for St Joey's, they're 6:10:46, they trail Leopold 9:660, another ball up. West goes towards the boundary line, Camrick kicked it high towards the pocket. DeGrandy from nowhere tried to put the hand up. He couldn't take the mark. Grass was there as well. Off hands and out of bounds. Still left half forward. And St Joey's into attack.
They need to find a way to kick goal, Jose. They've only kicked the one since 31-minute mark of the first quarter. They need to find a way to score and hit the scoreboard hard.
Boundary throw in. West gets it down to the side. Bit of a rugby scrum back towards Harry Smith. Can't take the mark. Running backwards at centre half forward. He got the handball back to Mitchell. Had to sit over the top of it. Couldn't pick it up. Back to Harry Smith. His handball forward towards Mullen to Mitchell. Drew a player Sharp back to Mitchell. Running the wrong way. Left foot kick. Might be okay in the end. Falls in the arms of Oscar Hocking. Wasn't even ready for it really. And he will shoot for goal from 50 out, 45-degree angle. It's going to take a fair kick from there.
He's kicked a few goals on the twos, Oscar, so he might back himself here.
Never kicked one at this level.
Comes in now. Left foot kick. Gives it to Roost. And the people behind the goal umpire are very, very happy with the goal, as is Dylan Sharp, who goes over to say, Oscar Hocking, well done. You have kicked your first of the afternoon, and a much-needed one for the home side. That is their 7th. They go to 7:10:52. Margin back to 8 points. Leopold 9:660. Read the play. K-Rock. Third quarter scoreboard.
We did say how they're going to generate a goal, or how they're going to get, hit the scoreboard. And sometimes you need that luck, but you've got to be in front. You've got to have all these basics in footy covered. That chaotic ball or the chaos ball going inside your forward half sometimes is just as important as the clean ball. So if you're in front, you give yourself an opportunity, and it was a good finish. Did you say it was his first career goal in GFL? So good on you, Oscar Hocking. It's always good to see someone kicking their first goal in GFL footy.
Sharp won the tap down. Here's a roving done for Leopold. Quick handball from West. Ball inside 50 for Leopold, taken by Humphrey, who kicks blindly around the corner to a one-on-one. Wilson did well, front position for Leopold. Muhor did well to worry him out of it in the end as he had that front position. And then he lays a tackle on Muhor to ensure that Wilson is going nowhere. And we'll get a ball up about 45, almost 50 out from the Leopold goal. Grabbed out of the ruck by West. Kick was smothered. Well, but now the quick snap around the corner from Wagner! And he likes it too. The deflection was taken cleanly by the number 9 for Leopold, and he snapped it from 40, got every piece of it, and the Lammy's Tavern goal of the day belongs to the piano tuner, Logan Wagner, and Leopold go back out to that 14-point buffer again. 10-6-66, I should say. St Joseph 7-10-52, 22 and 3/4 minutes played on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Third quarter, thanks to Read the Play.
We all love midfielders that kick goals, and Leopold are blessed. They've got a couple of them that have the ability to do that, hit the scoreboard, and there was a great example of one.
Back to the middle. West gets it down. On the cricket pitch area, Sharp ended up doing the tackling and put Luke Justin into the tackle. The umpire will throw it up again in the middle. Lock arms. Western Sharp falls to Wagner again. James Hickey tried to steal the footy from his grasp. Couldn't get it out though. Umpire.
Any update from Lara for Leopold Sporties, Kirsch?
I told you he'd start to be interested.
Lost 43 in a row, St Albans.
Ball. Side. Man with 2 first names. Breaks free. Justin goes with a left foot kick around the corner towards Desnoy. Can't take the mark. The Undertaker's there as well. Sheehan for Leopold. He can't pick it up. They put a tackle on. Humphrey over the top of it. Ridden into the ground by Desnoy. And about 50 out from the Leopold goal. We will have a ball up.
Boys, just an injury update. Jordan Muhor came off with a very clearly dislocated little finger.
Oh.
So it looks like he's had that put back in and being taped up as we speak.
Was that from that marking contest with Wilson just before?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was, very disfigured as he came off, but hopefully it's only... Usually I can't see the injuries, but on that occasion it was very clear.
Yes. Listen, John of God, thank you, Birchie. Down boundary. Thought, Wagner has copped one, an accidental head clash. It's going to be a free kick paid against Marcus Thompson, but the interest right now is Logan Wagner clutching at the left-hand side of his face, I reckon. Just keep an eye on that. He's still down in back play. Now Thompson has laid a really good tackle and won a free kick as Antonek tried to run away. Wagner's on his haunches now. It's actually the right-hand side of his face he's holding. You've got the eyes on him, Jace. What can you see as the kick goes inside 50? Round the corner, the kick at Giddings. Well done by Al Hickey to take a very hard ball to mark.
He goes across the face cheekbone, actually, Tom.
To Henderson. He's holding that right cheek. It was an accidental head clash. He's not holding it now, and he's jogging off. With the assistance of a trainer. Balls with Smith at left half back for St Joseph's. A handball to Mitchell. Mitchell handball over the top. James Hickey had to buff it. Edmonds off the footy, then went and found it. There's a whistle and an advantage paid. Al Hickey, a floater. Hard to mark through the hands of Grass. O'Brien, good for Leopold, although he's been taken in a tackle and that'll be holding the ball. Yep. Had an opportunity to release it, didn't take it. And the free kick will go to Oscar Hocking, who, well, we know can kick from distance.
This might be a bridge too far for Oscar Hocking. He's nearly in the middle of the ground. He goes wide with the kick. Al Hickey's got a chance, though. He can boom it. He's 55 from goal, called to play on. I think he's gone around. He goes with a short kick. It's okay, Antonak.
Oh, see the size difference there.
Yeah.
Antonak on Trent West.
Trent West. And Antonak has taken the mark. He has kicked one this afternoon. He will also be kicking from 50.
This is a big kick.
It is a huge kick. Well, in two things, distance and in the context of the game.
26 played third term. Port Phillip Ferries time clock. 14 points the difference in favour of Leopold. Louis Antonak has the ball at right half forward on the northern end of the ground here at Drew Oval. And no breeze to speak of. Perfect afternoon for football. He comes in. He gives it everything he's got. The goal umpire
didn't move.
Has not moved. His second.
Not moving.
He put his head back and went, Louis, you've kicked it straight over my head.
Not moving.
That was a great kick from the VFL listed Louis Antonak. He has kicked his second of the afternoon and have drawn the margin back to 8 points. 10-6-66 Leopold. St Joey's 8-10-58. Read the play, K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
That was his 7th touch this quarter. He's had 3 clearances and 3 inside 50s and finished that with a goal. So he's been prolific this quarter. Obviously, Thompson started forward. He's had the 4 touches as well. So he's been good, Antonak.
Back in the middle, Hocking and West. West winning the tap down this time at the Roving, done by Feely. Bursts away from the contest, sends a kick towards left half forward. Patton, his target. Oh, good mark. Patton under pressure. He played on.
He did play on.
He's now called back. Humphrey. Patton to the pocket. Cal Mitchell across the front of Edmonds. Knocks it out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Patton did play on.
He did, yes.
Yeah, Humphrey had every reason to want to go and lay the tackle. And we'll get a ball boundary throw in. Right forward pocket. Leopold in attack. About 30 metres around from the goal mouth. Thrown into play. Hocking and West. West winning the tap down. Marcus Thompson trying to burst through. Got a boot on it, but about a metre. Oh, Mullen, that's an interesting handball on the outside of the right hand. Yeah, Feely's down again. And so is Thompson. Thompson grabbing at a left ankle. Feely is down as well. Newhaw's now down in a tackle, and it's holding the ball. Ooh. I don't know where to look right now. So holding the ball paid.
Wasn't holding the ball.
That was not holding the ball.
Against Newhaw. No. Jet Matthews. So holding the ball's a decision against Newhaw. Jet Matthews with the free kick. Tom Feely.
Everyone's confused. No, there wasn't.
One trainer's got Tom Feely. Another trainer's got Marcus Thompson, although Thompson is juggling off, although not 100%. I don't know where to look right now for St John of God. A couple of injury issues. Feely, those okay.
I don't think the umpire knew where to look either.
Thompson's coming from the ground. Wagner's back, so that's a good sign. And Jet Matthews, who has only ever kicked the one GFNL senior goal from 51 metres, sets it up to the top of the square. Maybaum. Oh, big fly, Giddings. Came from nowhere and charged at the footy. The Red Sea just parted Moses style for him to run through and mark, and a chance to go back and kick his third.
Well, bit going on.
I don't know where to look.
I can tell you now, it wasn't a free kick either.
No way.
I don't know how he plucked that out, umpire Douglas, but...
Man on the mark, 12 from goal. Giddings for his third, and again, a 14-point Leopold lead. For the 4th time this afternoon, they lead by 14. They go to 11-6-72. St Joseph's are 8-10-58. Crucial goal at the 29-minute mark of the third quarter on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Third quarter scoreboard thanks to Read the Play. Check out readtheplay.org.au, raising mental health awareness for youth.
It seems to be one of those games where one thing happens and 3 other things happens in the vicinity of that original thing that's happened.
Spot fires. But the difference is at the moment, though, they're marking Leopold in the forward line. As you said before, St Joey's are not.
Correct.
That's the difference.
Yeah, that's right. And he had a free run at that as well, so there was no defensive pressure on him in the air or anything like that. And the ball going inside their forward 50 is a little bit cleaner.
Essendon 67 lead the Eagles 60 at the 23.5 minute mark. And Adelaide 58 now lead Gold Coast 42, 25 minutes gone in the third.
Back in the middle, Harrison Smith for St Joey's. Gives it away to Felix Henderson, comes off the wing. Spears the ball towards half forward. Great mark. Harris Jennings in front of the smaller Jed Warren was able to take the mark. He wants to switch the play. Goes to the outer side centre wing, sets a task for Reynolds to run onto it, and does. And the speedster runs away. Left foot kick inside 50. Good kick to Feely, who has been Lazarus this afternoon. He has come up and about from an ankle and a hit and everything else.
Being sent off.
Being sent off. He still gets the footy, and he's got it here. And he showed his skill a bit earlier when he put one through from about 20 out on the boundary line in this pocket. He's a bit further out now.
We understand he hasn't been reported either.
Right. So he's 45 out on the boundary. Left half forward, southern end of the ground. Right foot kick. Distance is right on the goal line. He's goaled it. He's kicked the goal, Tom Feely. And he's kicked his second of the afternoon. 2 in a minute for Leopold. Danger signs now for St Joey's. 12-6-78 they go to the Lions. They lead St Joey's 8-10-58. And that is on the Read the Play, a K-Rock. Third quarter scoreboard.
Well, he's a nice finisher. He kicked 3-4 last week in the VFL, though. Didn't have his kicking boots on, but he's brought them today, that's for sure. He's a lovely finisher of the ball. That never looked like missing. Neither did the one before it. So he's had a really indifferent day, hasn't he, Tom Feely? but he was always going to have a say in this game. Don't worry about that. He's too good a player not to.
Got to respond here, Leopold, St Joey's. West won the tap down. Wagner, the roving, kicks on his non-preferred left. A high ball inside 50, going back with the flight. O'Dwyer brought it to ground. Edmonds first to recover. Will track it towards the boundary line for Leopold. Tried to shimmy off Ballick. Ballick okay to lay a tackle. Might be for a handball to Stone. That is three-quarter time. Just as Maybourne was preparing himself to snap in the left forward pocket for a shot at goal. Leopold banging on 6 goals to 3 in that third quarter to turn a 4-point lead into a 20-point buffer and a chance to put themselves back inside the GFNL top 5 with 3 rounds to play. St Joseph's 8-10-58. Leopold 12-6-78. It's three-quarter time at Drew Oval. St Joseph's have just broken from their huddle, trailing by 20 points. It'll be interesting to see what Ron's got to say out of that huddle. Birchie, down to you for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre. Have you been able to expect somebody to have a quick chat with?
Yeah, I've got one here with me. Ron, you gave them a little bit of a pep up there. It's there for the taking, and it's just going to be who wants to win it more today.
Absolutely. It's been a really good game so far. It'd be nice if it was a fraction more even. They've just finished a little bit better in front of goal than we have, but we're still right in it, and we'll see how the couple of injuries come up. We've got plenty of fresh legs and we're ready to go.
Yeah. Thanks so much for the access today, Ron.
Ron Watt there talking to us. Thanks to Geelong Sports Medicine Centre to Jane Birch. It's all over at Marvel and the Bombers are going to get up.
By a point.
Heartbreak for the Eagles.
Phew. A win's a win.
Expert comments for the Sporting Globe from Jane Birch. Leopold by 20, and I've just been told Torquay lead Drysdale by 10 down at Spring Creek Reserve. So things tightening up there as Torquay, of course, unbeaten.
Yes.
But locked into top spot. They're not losing that in any way, shape or form. And the Bombers have won by a point. 10-13-73 to 11-6-72.
32 points at the Snake Pit.
St Albans lead.
All over.
6-9-45 to 11-11-77.
Wow, that
is incredible.
That is the result everybody's going to be talking about in local football. A 43-game losing streak about to be snapped by the Super Saints. Final quarter here thanks to Barwon Foods. Here's Jace.
West gets it down in the middle for Leopold to start the final term. Smith tracks it for St Joey's. Can't pick it up. He puts the tackle on in the end. Stone's there. In fact, it's Reynoldson.
Kingy, perhaps you meant to phrase that question earlier today the way you did.
Yes.
St Albans for
You went the reverse boss today.
The ball spills free now towards Harry Smith. Tries to get it towards Henderson. Wagner was there. Warren got one high. Oh, gee, very high, and he's in trouble too in back play. We'll keep an eye on that for St John at goal. Ball on the cricket pitch area. Muhor. Oh, got one high. Oh, umpire said play. Oh, and then dropped the footy. Oh, no. No, that was bad. Jordan Muhor got one high there, and they've let it go to Feely, who runs away from the middle for Leopold. Goes inside 50 with the kick. Giddings goes up. Hickey there. Can't take it. Mayborn runs past. Hickey on hands and knees, goes back towards Sheehan. The Undertaker gets it away. Richie, handball on the outboard. Luke Justin, left foot kick. Neat, doesn't hit a target though. Mitchell, handball for St Joey's. Over the top towards Antonak. And free kick down the field. I think Antonak will take it for St Joey's.
Yeah, I think Al Hickey dealt with by Justin after he got rid of the footy in an inappropriate fashion, according to the umpire, and that means Antonak long way from home. Right back pocket, a high ball to the wing. De Grande will come with a run. So does McLaughlin off the hands of the pack. Warren, handball released to Mullen. Mullen a kick to a one-on-one. Camerick and Matthews. Ball's allowed to bounce. Camerick will lead him to the footy. Can he keep his feet? He shrugged the tackle, but he slipped over. Went the don't argue on Thompson. Then got a dribbling ball to the goal square. And it rolls into the waiting arms of Wagner. He did well, Thompson, to get back and help out. But he was a bit stiff there, Camerick. He did all the hard work to get away from Matthews. The little kick of Wagner to Reynoldson. He fumbled it and then he had to kick blindly, but fortunately, and luck does favour the brave, it did fall in the waiting arms of Feely just inside defensive 50.
Short to Luke Justin, handball back to Touchy, gets around on the left, and Noffy just has to sit and wait at half back, wait for the ball to come to him, wants to play on, thought about the handball forward, goes wide to Thompson in the end. He chips the ball into the middle looking for West. The big fella runs backwards, handballs it back 30 metres. Thompson, Trent gives it back, strike cross off a step, out wide saw Wagner, and he has taken the mark at half back and just wants to settle the play down after the craziness of the last 90 seconds where they've been going pretty hard at it. He goes short. West. Oh, can't take the mark. Below his knees, the big fella. Comes back towards pitcher. Handball to Wagner. Needs to get back around on the right. Does so. Kick was good. And Feely takes it back into the centre square.
Leopold Sporties player of the day in the hands of Jane Birch. Well sought after among the Leopold boys, just at their local. Goes wide to Matthews with a kick. Feely. He goes wider still. Left foot kick.
Can't give it to Touchy.
No, Reynoldson goes short.
He's won it already.
Yellow card, it's in the award.
Thompson kick inside forward. 50. Justin back with the flight. We'll get a free kick. Take a mark or front on contact. Umpire awarding it against Warren and Justin. It might put the game to bed, I reckon.
Speaking who'd be in contention, Luke Justin's had one hell of a game.
Yeah, schematic standout to be decided as well. But Jane Birch with the final say on the Leopold Sporties $100 voucher, thanks to Paul Kelly and all the team at Leopold Sporties, your complete family venue. Luke Justin, though, to make the margin a game high, no matter what the score, whether it be 21 or 26. If it's 26, it might be a bridge too far for St Joseph's. He kicks from about 45, leans back and drills it. Nice finish from Luke Justin. He's first of the afternoon, just his 5th of the season, but makes the most of a free kick and puts it through on the Barwon Food scoreboard for Leopold's 13th. They're 13,684. St Joseph's 810.58, thanks to Barwon Foods, selling the freshest fish direct to you. Donga Road, North Geelong. Try the oysters. They are well and truly up and about at the moment. The oysters, in terms of taste, yum.
Yum.
Yeah, he does enjoy his oysters.
He loves an oyster or seven. Yes, he does.
They're just winning all the little contests now. Leopold, all the one-on-ones, the clearances, the stoppages. They're winning a little bit of everything everywhere.
Josh Hovey in the ruck now with a big double fister. Does his own roving work as well. Gives it away to Antonak. Handball to Harry Smith on the wrong side for a left footer. Got it to James Hickey. Gets around one, goes wide. Terrible kick over the top. Newhort has to track it towards the boundary line. Wrapped up by Jennings. And the umpire says holding the ball.
This confuses me every week, Jace, as you know.
Yes.
And this confused me even more today.
Jennings kick, missed the target, comes back towards McLaughlin at centre half forward. A hold. There's the payback, I think.
Yeah.
The square up for Maxi. And McLaughlin's got it 50 out from goal. Goes to the pocket. Mullen on a lead. Jack's got it against two. Play on, Jack. They're both down. He's going to go back.
He missed from here.
He did. Yeah, just kick the goal, Jack. He is right in front of the best seats in the house thanks to Apco Cafe 24/7. Missed one earlier from this position. Probably a little bit closer to us the last time. He's only 40 out from goal. He comes in, right foot kick, better off the boot. Better off the boot. Kicks the goal, his first of the afternoon. And there's a pulse. 9-10-64, back to 20. Leopold 13-684. Barwon Foods K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Well, they need to make sure that every ball that goes inside forward 50, Jace, if there is a pulse, is contested. At least, a mark, bring it to ground. There's some smalls there because we haven't seen a lot of that from their forward line at the moment. Well, not at the moment, more or less throughout the whole day, to be honest. I mean, that first quarter was really good, but since then their forward line's been pretty impotent. So they needed a lift from a few of the smalls, and more importantly, they need to take some marks inside forward 50, like Leopold have at the other end.
Score we're keeping a close eye on is out at the Snake Pit, but right here at St Joseph's, it's Hovey receiving it from Smith and giving it to James Hickey. McLaughlin on a lead. Drops what he should have taken. The umpire paid it.
He can't pay that umpire.
It bounced off his chair. It was an easy regulation chest mark.
Pay it.
The umpire needs to go, I've made a mistake, and I'll ball it up.
Yeah, exactly.
But instead, he stuck to his guns and paid a mark that never was. McLaughlin will send it inside forward 50. It's a floater. It's a poor kick, and West will mark on the chest comfortably for Leopold. The score we're keeping an eye on is that out at the Snake Pit, where St Albans are on the verge of snapping a 43-game losing streak dating back to the last round of 2019. West short kick is marked by the very hirsute Desnoy. That's hair I'd love to have. Left half back, Desnoy. Kicks to the wing, looking for Jennings, who's been able to work his man off the footy. Camerick got back, though, did okay, showed a good turn of speed. Then snapped a kick around the corner, and it's marked by Hovey. Hovey, a handball, quick release to Mewhaw. Mewhaw to the leading to Grandy. Pitcher went with a round arm for the spoil. Was able to get it away. But wonderful handball, Mewhaw to Grandy. Kick inside 50. Trent Thompson back with the fly. It will mark comfortably. Poor kick to Grandy. Trent Thompson now wants to go to the outer side. Edmonds. Well done, Mitchell. Good. Spoil is paid over the shoulder. What more could Cal Mitchell do there? If you can't spoil like that, why would you bother spoiling?
Edmonds has got a half back. Frustrating for both teams here. Ball short. O'Brien takes the mark, goes out wide. Finds Fletcher Wilson. Centre wing, plays on, goes towards half forward. Maybaum over the back, can't quite take the mark. Humphrey gets the spilled ball. Now Josh Hovey thought about switching the play. and then missed the target altogether with the handball. Marcus Thompson, a little left foot toe poke. Bitchy Patton had to sit and wait for it. Antonak tries to break free. He threw the handball to Humphrey. His handball on the outboard was okay in the end. Now Harrison Smith goes towards centre wing. Thompson at the back. Trent Thompson takes the mark. Switches the ball back inboard. Mark taken by Pitcher, and he'll just settle the play down for the Lions.
Pitcher short and finds Edmonds. He marks. Just forward of the centre circles. Handball off to Pitcher. Pitcher will drive the ball long. Inside forward 50. Goal square. His target is a mark taken by Giddings. Was all a little bit too simple there. In the goal square, the one-on-one. And Giddings will go back and have a shot at his fourth. So we go down to Jane Birchie.
Yeah, Tom Feely just walked past me before. He's gone to the rooms, but I couldn't quite get any information on what's going on there. So perhaps they're just assessing something behind closed doors.
He's had a very interesting afternoon, Tom Feely.
He's been everywhere.
Yes, and John, a God injury update. Thank you for that, Birchie. Giddings for his fourth, and that's game over. Margin 26 at the 9.5-minute mark of this final term, thanks to Bowen Foods, selling the freshest fish direct to you, Donga Road, North Geelong. It's Leopold 14.690, I should say. St Joseph's 9.10.64, margin 26, and Giddings has a game high 4.
That's the difference in the game right there, Jason. I know we've mentioned it a few times, but that is run from behind off the back of the square from Pitcher into the forward 50 quick and to a one-on-one, and he just had so much room to move in the air and take an easy mark for his fourth. So that's the difference. That's the ball game right there. Just the difference in efficiencies inside their forward 50.
Fresh oysters shucked on site, mussels, prawns, crays cooked on premises, and all your favourite fish. They're chosen by all the best restaurants in town. Check out bowenfoods.com.au.
Come on, what's the score at the Snake Pit?
27 points.
Oh, done.
Saint.
Done. Gee whiz. Craig Osborne won't take a phone call for the whole week at St Albans. Back in the middle here at Drew Oval. West gets it down. Ends up on the ground too. Hickey, James. Oh, it's pushed in the back. Should have got a free kick. Umpire. Oh, a little bit late to the party, but they got it. Short little kick. Terrible to Hovey. Desnoy couldn't take it. Now Hovey tried to get the handball to Mewhort. Desnoy comes at him as well. He picks it up. Right foot kick towards centre half forward. Coming at Ben Clark. Couldn't take the mark off hands. Patton, always dangerous. Right foot kick around the corner. Open goal square. Which way is it going to bounce? Straight through the middle. That's where it's going to go. Lammy's 7th goal of the day. Mitch Patton, his second. And he loves it too, little Mitchy. And has certainly put the icing on the cake here this afternoon at Drew Oval for Leopold. His second, Leopold 15.696. They lead St Joey's 9.10.64. Bowen Foods K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
He hasn't had a huge influence on this game. His possessions would be only on the one hand, but that's that dangerous things that he does around goal. He doesn't need much of a sniff. He doesn't need more than a couple of metres. Joel Edward has been terrific on him all day. Unfortunately, he's going to finish with a couple and make that a little bit flattering, but he's just all class when he gets ball in hand.
Back in the middle, Leopold looked to surge it forward again. McCamrick got his hands on the footy, snapped a kick around the corner. Antonak from behind got nowhere near the contest. Big spoil Matthews. Unlikely rover at the front was Trent West. Gave a handball off to O'Brien. Back with the flight, Wagner. Good spoil Al Hickey over the top for Joey's. At the front of the pack, Sharp. Sharp's handball far too much on it for Morrison, who's gone back behind the footy. Picked up by the Undertaker and Sheen. Sheen comes back with a handball to Reynoldson. Under pressure, got it on the bounce. Patton tight on the boundary line. Came back inboard. Well-weighted kick. And the mark is taken by Billy Ritchie. About 35 from goal left of centre. Gee, Patton could have been really selfish and had a snap there, and you probably wouldn't decry him having a go knowing his ability. But he came back inboard with a well-weighted kick, and Ritchie is marked and a chance to have a shot at goal. Of course, St Albans, South Barwon, previous stops for him in the GFNL, and most recently Bannockburn in the GDFNL. But he's become a regular at Leopold. He's played 14 of the 15 games. He's kicked 12 goals and a chance for his 13th of the season. And to push this margin out to 38, he starts at left and it's not working right. It'll stay left through for a minor score. So that is actually the first behind kicked by Leopold in this half.
Jeez.
They had a 15-7-97. They've kicked 9 straight to that point. And there was only 2 behinds from St Joey's as well. It's been very accurate kicking in this second half of play here at Drew Oval.
Ball's come back in. Wagner, though, goes back and gives it to Wilson, who goes it back inside 50. Morrison got one high. Should get a free kick as King's head back behind the ball now. Oscar Morrison. And they now switch the ball. Come towards the Alan Russell Pavilion. Henderson kept his width at half back. Took the mark. Not much to kick to, though. He's got to play on. He's undecided. He handballs terribly across that half back and set his teammate a big task there. And that was Louis Antonak, who was wrapped up straight away by...
Around the grounds from Arthur for Leopold Sporties. Torquay and Drysdale level.
Oh, gee whiz. So ball spills free from the ruck contest. Mayborn puts the horse tackle on to Louis Antonak. We're going to have another ball up at centre-half forward to Leopold.
28 minutes gone at the Snake Pit.
And
27 points.
St Albans are going to break a 43-game losing streak. From the ball up, the handball went to Desnoy, lost it in the tackle holding the ball, and it's going to come back to Henderson. He's got it, centre-half back, feigned a handball. Now he's called to play on. Now he's kick on the bounce for Humphrey, sets him a task. Ducked out of the tackle of Giddings, go handball back. Now a kick very wide. Hocking finds a marking target, and it's Woolley, who we've barely called this afternoon. Has had only run with rolls for Wombat Gully Plant Farm. Kick to the wing, sharp. Didn't go back with any confidence, but took the mark.
Game over at the Snake Pit. And Siren's gone.
St Albans have won. We haven't said that for a heck of a long time. High ball inside 50. Oh, Jennings back with the flight for Leopold. Takes another wonderful mark. He's the best aerialist in the competition right now, without peer when it comes to overhead marking. He goes wide to Mayborn, and Mayborn is marked at right half back. And St Albans have put themselves on the board. It's been nearly 4 years since they tasted victory, and they've beaten Lara at the Snake Pit this afternoon. Short kick from Matthews is with Reynoldson, and he's got it just back of the wing out of side.
Comes back, with a kick, dangerous, showed a bit of it. Wagner takes it inside defensive 50. They show it again. Cal Mitchell comes out.
For what?
Said it was a mark.
But is it a mark? Or it's not a free kick.
He paid a mark to Harris Jennings.
I think he held it long enough.
He goes inside. Kerr's not too sure. Stone gets it for Leopold. Goes out wide. Richie gives it back to Reynoldson, who runs through the middle now. Goes with a left foot kick.
That's down
long inside, off the hands. Giddings at the back, Patton. Coming out at O'Dwyer, he's got 3 against him. Mayborn's in there as well, helping out for Leopold. And a Balak over the top of it as well. The umpire will come in and ball it up left forward pocket for Leopold.
If you've just joined us on K-Rock Footy, St Albans have beaten Lara for their first win since round 18, 2019. And from the stoppage, Thompson with a snap, and Thompson is gold. Oh, he's all class, Marcus Thompson. He kicks his first of the afternoon, 17th of the season. He's closing in on 100 GFNL senior goals. He's on 94 now. And Leopold are out by 39 points. They've topped the ton, 16-7, 103. They lead. St Joseph's 9-10-64. Joey's now only kept to 4 goals since quarter time. They've actually kicked 4 goals 6. Leopold in that time have kicked 12 goals 5. And Marcus Thompson has added to that tally. On the final quarter, Bowen Foods K-Rock scoreboard, selling the freshest fish direct to you. Donga Road, North Geelong.
Who picked Leopold by what today?
You by 34.
Well done. Good work. Going well here. Back to the middle. 1 win. That's about all I can do.
Wow.
Comes back. Don't hit me pothole. It's not my fault. I'm good at it. Now comes back towards De Grande, who gets pushed under the football. Jennings wrapped up, tries to get the hand free. Umpire says held to him, and we'll have a ball up. About 40 out from the, or 35 out from the St Joey's goal. Sharp comes down.
So they won in both the reserves and seniors.
They did. Ball from Jennings goes towards defensive 50. Oh, McLaughlin couldn't quite hang on to it. Justin's handball was okay to Pitcher. Got it to Desnoy. He goes with a left foot kick. Is okay to Mayborn. Desnoy followed up and does well. And goes with a left foot kick inside 50 now for Leopold. Giddings takes the mark. And he has been the difference up for today. 4 goals. This is going to be number 5 for Connor Giddings.
When does this become Leopold Sporty, sort of? I know I'm trampling on Birchie's toes here, but
Well, touchy-feely can't get it because he's won it, and we wanted some news stories. So it's the man with two first names or Connor, I think.
The issue I've got, though, is I understand Connor may pull a beer at the Leopold Sporties.
Well, he can. Well, that's okay. Well, he can stand on the other side, can't he? Probably. I don't know. Well, we'll see. He comes in. That's how they pay him.
Emmy's he kicked?
He's kicked 4.
He's kicked 4. This is 5.
He comes in, right foot kick, and he has kicked it. So 5 for Connor Giddings. 17 for Leopold. 17-7, 109. They lead St Joey's 9-10-64. Bowen Foods, K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Boys, if I give it to Connor, I might be able to ask him about that kick after the siren. I don't know if you remember, but I couldn't get an interview with him at the time. So
right.
This could be a double whammy.
Well, we'll leave it in your hands, Birchie, but it looks like you've made the decision.
Oh, no, but I did think if he takes this mark, he's...
That's so 2022.
He's going to get
it. So this is really blown out now.
Yeah, it has.
And putting Joey's finals hopes in risk. Smith has got the old underrated double status. He's handballed it to himself. Then he's kicked it straight up the chimney to half forward. And Jennings, he's outstanding under a high ball, the Leopold, number 11. He marks it half back. Kicks wide on the bounce. Giddings takes it, tries to shrug the tackle, and he's taken on the tackle. It's holding the ball. Surely, umpire.
Oh, come on.
It's got to be paid. Now he takes on the tackle and was able to get a kick away after picking up the loose ball. Went about 3 metres. Edmonds knocked it to his own advantage. Got out of the tackle of Antonak. Short little kick to Richie. Richie backtracked, handball. Edmonds fisted it wide because he knew he took it, he'd be tackled. Maybaum, a handball. Wagner has missed to the left. Through for a behind. 1 goal 2 for Logan Wagner this afternoon, and the margin is 46. Down to you, Birchie, for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre.
Connor Giddings just actually hurt himself in that little exchange there. He was grabbed by the one arm and he's grabbing his shoulder, so...
Right.
Might have been when he dropped the ball.
Injury updates for St John. You got chicken winged.
He got chicken winged,
the second attempt. Yep. 9-10-64, 17-8, 110.
Kick from Humphrey to Morrison in the back pocket. So Oscar Morrison has turned it over. Wagner has taken it.
South Barwon 134 have defeated North Shore 60.
Ball at half back for St Joey's. Hocking. Kick towards centre wing. Goes past Cross. Mitchell got a hand to it. Cross over the top. Falls over. Gets it up. Noffy's handball's smothered. Sharp comes in. He's chicken winged as well. He can't get rid of the football there. The umpire will come in and ball it up.
Interesting hairstyle on the boundary umpire, Jace. Would you go that? Short hair with a little
knot,
little
rat tail sort of thing in the top.
It's not Lamal.
No, it's
not Lamal.
Wonderful smother by James Hickey. He picks up the loose footy and then he sends a kick towards centre half forward, but Desnoy just inside forward 50 has marked for Leopold. He goes wide, but it's not a great kick. Bellick went straight through his waiting arms.
Dear.
Kirsch not happy with that effort. Edmonds, kick underground, rolling ball, and attacking it coming up. It's good play for St Joseph's. O'Dwyer involved, a 1-2 with Henderson, but O'Dwyer under pressure got a handball. Antonak stepped out of the tackle of O'Brien, then shrugged him off with a bounce. He can have a second bounce. He can run to 40, handball over the top to McLaughlin. McLaughlin steady, goes with the banana and hits it skinny. Through for a minor score, and then he clutches at his right leg after that. Might have copped a knock on the way through. Gee, I thought Antonak was going to give us a Lammy's Tavern goal of the afternoon with that burst. Margin is 45. It's 9-11-65. St Joseph's, Leopold 17-8, 110. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock, 21.5 minutes played.
Pitcher got it to Wagner, who got it to the man with two first names. Justin gets it out wide. Looks for Richie. St Joey's got the numbers, though. And kick by Gus Humphrey around the corner. Looking for Woolley, but Wilson got a hand in for Leopold and sees it over the boundary line.
Winners, Geelong West, Inverleigh, Thompson, Bellpost Hill and Winchelsea in the GDFNL. No score, North Geelong, East Geelong, but based on how the respective seasons have gone, you would think East Geelong are claiming the 4 points there. But nothing's a given, as we know. And here's James Hickey giving it to Al Hickey. Both have tried hard this afternoon. High kick from Hickey. Noffy sits under it. Sharp can't get a run out of it. He was worried out of it by Cross. Noffy, good overhead. Kick wide. Puts it into the path of O'Brien. I like the look of him, but the bounce was a nightmare. It went back over his head. Jennings attacked it for Leopold. Can he get a handle on it? No, he can't. Henderson pushed him off the ball, but the ball beat Henderson out of bounds, and we'll get a boundary throw in. Just at true centre wing, broadcast side, best seats in the house, Apco Cafe 24/7. How about the new Benny Jaffel? We loved it. Ham, cheese, egg and hollandaise. My worry is they've named it the Benny Jaffel, and Ben Castanelli probably thinks it's named after him.
That'd be right. He would too. Boundary throw in centre wing. West pushes the ball to the front. Al Hickey for St Joey's. Oh, Kirsch, you might get a kick here. He's close to the boundary line, and is it out of bounds for a free kick? It is Trent Thompson. And Kirsch will be able to pat on the back. He's that close to the best seats in the house.
Might be able to ask him why in the pre-game he had his head like that.
Well, we'll find out. Well, his kick was terrible because he had a 3-on-1. James Hickey was there, got to push in the back over the shoulder, whichever one you want. So 50 out from goal. James Hickey's got it. And he thought about short to Louis Antonak. He's called to play on now. So then he drives it to Aiden Grass, and he takes the mark.
So he actually didn't come off his line. He sort of like feigned to kick.
Yeah.
That's not play on. And he was called to play on.
You've just joined us on K-Rock Football. The story of the day is not Leopold beating St Joseph's at this stage by 45 points. It's the fact that St Albans have tipped over Lara at the Snake Pit for their first win since round 18, 2019.
So Aiden Grass, 35 out, 45-degree angle, comes in with a right foot kick. Goal umpire. Moves one step to the right, then one step to the left, straight through the middle in the end for him. His first of the afternoon. And the 10th for St Joey's. They go to 10-11, 71. Trail Leopold 17-8, 110. And that is on the Bowen Foods K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Another injury update down here. Felix Henderson came off grabbing at his groin, so he'll definitely be done for the day.
That's the last thing they probably need. St Joseph's moving forward is another injury to a player or unavailability.
Back in the middle, Hovey doing the ruck work against West at ground level. Hickey dumped on the centre wicket area, and that is a sling tackle against Mitch Patton, and Al Hickey will get up a little bit sore from that. And actually Mitch Patton clutching at a right calf, although as Hickey took off, so did Mitch Patton, although he's a bit sore. Mitch Patton in back play. Al Hickey's long ball, Noffy front position, can't mark for Leopold. Front of the pack, Jennings is wrapped up in a two-man tackle by Grass and McLaughlin. Keep an eye on Mitch Patton there. He's not moving overly freely. The Lions have got Geelong West in not an easy game at home next week. Sharp grabbed it out of the ruck, lost it in the tackle. Then he found it at ground level, was tackled again by Thompson, and we will get a ball up about 35 out from the Joey's goal. Umpire puts it into the air. Thompson doing the ruck work for Leopold. That's Trent. Now, there's a free kick for a hold in the ruck contest, and it's going against Trent Thompson to Big Dylan Sharp, and he'll have a shot at goal. Man of the mark stands 40 from goal. Dylan Sharp, not a noted goal kicker. In fact, he's never kicked one in his GFNL senior career, playing game 16 this afternoon. This is his 6th appearance this year. This to cut the margin back to 33. He'll kick from 45. Dylan Sharp kicks through the footy, but in doing so, going for distance, he's pulled it to the left. Oh, big fly to Grandy. That's a good mark. In a pack of 3 Leopold defenders, he got the arms up higher than any and took a really nice mark and a chance for his 3rd and to go to 40 for the season. And depending on what's happened elsewhere with the likes of Bosley and Ettridge and Dobson tomorrow, he has snapped and he's gold. So not many muted celebrations as he kicks his 3rd paddy to Grandy. He's got 40 for the year. It's a fantastic return. And giving himself a chance at being the leading goal kicker in the GFNL in season 2023. Leopold 17-8-1-10. St Joseph now 11-11. 77 on the final quarter. K-Rock Bowen Food scoreboard selling the freshest fish direct to you. Donga Road, North Geelong.
He kicked a couple of points early too. He could have had a handful himself. I think he's kicked maybe 2 or 3 points as well.
Yep,
so
3-2.
Yeah, so he could have had a chance to have a handful himself up the other end, but got to take your opportunities.
So back to the middle, Hovey running in the ruck. West gets it down, Stone off a step for Leopold towards centre half forward. Clark got a hand to it for St Joey's. Harrison Smith back to Clark. Handball spilt free. Back to Harry Smith. Handball forward to Hovey. Outboard to Mullen by hand. Right foot kick towards Sharp. Out of bounds on the full. And it will be a free kick to Trent Thompson. So the ball will come back in the back pocket for the Lions. And he will take the free kick.
Call to play on. You can hear the effects mic calling that, hearing that. Hovey from behind. Good mark over the top. Outmarks Noffy. That's a unique sight this afternoon. He's been very good, Noffy, in his marking attempts. Trail by 33, Joey's. Hovey just sets it up to about 20 from goal. De Grande will get a run at it. Front position, Jennings brought it down to the front of the pack. Stone, handball that went up the chimney. Nice tap down grass. Hickey on his non-preferred left, trying to guide it to Camerick. Just had too much on it. It's bounced through for a behind. That was smart play to knock it down to Hickey there by Grass. And the margin is 32, 11-12-78. Leopold 17-8, 110. Jace a bit disappointed. He was hoping Leopold were going down to kick a point to make it 34, and he'd look like a genius.
I know.
Got next week's Powerball numbers.
Hard being me.
Actually, we got Thursday night.
No, Thursday, let's go back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here, Tom, I can tell you. I like working
You
with
love
you,
it.
I don't like you that much.
Drysdale lead by a point against Torquay down at Spring Creek.
Kick in, goes only as far as Jack Bullen for St Joey's. So Leopold turned the ball over, 55 out from goal. Just torp it, Jack. Just torp it. 28 minutes played. No, he wants somebody to lead at him, and it's Paddy De Grande with 3 on him. Noffy was one of them.
Do you reckon they're thinking, let's try and get De Grande goals?
Yeah.
So he chips the ball over the top. Jai Cross takes the mark. Still inside defensive 50 for Leopold.
Well, Aiden Grass was out, so...
He goes wide with the kick, and in front, mark taken, Ben Clark. So he will drive it back in when the siren sounds, because it's all too late. Leopold 17-8, 110. They defeat St Joey's 11-11-77. And great win, 33 points in the end for Leopold. And they have been led by Connor Giddings, who's kicked 5 goals this afternoon. 2 to Mitch Patton, 2 to Will Sheehan, 2 to Tom Feely as well. So they've shared the ball around, but Connor Giddings, the star, with 5 goals. And we are in the 5th quarter thanks to the Sandman Mattress Factory. Sleep better with the Sandman's locally made 2-sided mattresses made to outlast any other king. He's going to head to GMHBA Stadium for Geelong and Port Adelaide this evening, which will follow our 5th quarter here at Drew Oval. Birchie's going to head out to the ground and see if she can find a Leopold line to speak to after the game. They've had a big second half, and in that final term they kicked 5 goals 2 to finish off their work nicely this afternoon. And St Joey's kicked 3 goals 2, but it wasn't enough. And in the end, it was a 32-point victory for Leopold, which, from a ladder perspective, is good for the Polders, because with a percentage of 132 before the game, they're back inside the top 5 now. And with South Bowen winning as well, St Joey's will drop out and go back to 6th. So a couple of rounds to play, or 3 rounds to play. It's pretty tight now for that 4th, 5th and 6th position. I think Birchie is downstairs, and she might have Marcus Thompson with her.
I do have Marcus Thompson with me. Well, after a pretty hot contest in that first half, where it was, changing lead several times and, very close contest, you guys seem to control it after.